Here we go. The window is open to tamper, and so we are here for the next 3 hours. Wulf, Fran Duffy, EJ Smith, the professor is going to join us, maybe some other special guests. What does Howie Roseman do? Here we go. Hello, everybody. The window is open. We are here live from the Xfinity studio. Wulf, Fran Duffy, and EJ Smith. As Howie Roseman is now on the clock, we're presented by our friends at PHLY. Free agency frenzy has officially begun. Fran, how are you?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day outside. It feels like spring. It feels like a new year.
Well, it feels like, almost a new year. How about you, EJ?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited. My previous job, I would always say this week is a lot of sitting on the couch and watching NFL Network. In my new job, I get to feed off the energy of the studio. So I'm excited about that. I've got lots to talk about. I got a lot of notes to get through in the next couple hours. So yeah, excited for the show.
So we got a lot to get to. We will talk about the Jordan Davis extension. We will talk about what may be to come with Jalen Carter and Jaelan Phillips. And is there anything on the A.J. Brown front? What does Howie Roseman do? We will be reacting over the next 3 hours to whatever news happens around the NFL. We got a couple other new moves in the NFC East just from this morning that we can discuss. We've got some predictions. We're going to hear the professor is going to join us in an hour. Maybe Cuz will jump on if something crazy happens. Stay tuned, settle in. Let us stay with you for the next 3 hours. Now, let's start with the Jordan Davis news, which we discussed in an emergency podcast. But after sort of sleeping on that, Fran, how do you feel about it a couple days later?
Honestly, I feel about the same that I felt in the moment, where I was definitely surprised by the number. I think that there's a decent chance that by the time we get to the middle part of this deal, that you're, people that are looking at the contract and looking at the impact, and you're saying it maybe didn't quite meet what the expectation is when you look at the other top defensive tackles in the league and what they get paid. But I think you summed it up best at the end of the emergency pod over the weekend, where if you are an Eagles fan, and if you're watching the show, you're likely an Eagles
Presumably,
fan.
yeah.
You're an Eagles fan. You should be happy that Jordan Davis is locked up. He's an easy player to root for. He does everything right off the field. I think it makes a lot of sense to keep him in the building, what he means for the culture. But the number overall did surprise me.
Would you like to know the first free agent who has reportedly signed?
Yeah.
Go ahead, EJ.
The Indianapolis Colts are re-signing Alec Pierce.
Whoa.
According to our friends at NFL Network and Diana Rossini. That has ripple effects for the Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah. I said on Cuz's show this morning, if you're an Eagles fan that doesn't want A.J. Brown to get traded, you were hoping that the Patriots signed Alec Pierce. I think the fact that nothing happened over the weekend was a sign that, I saw the reporting from NFL Network about the momentum stalling on that deal. I think that is correct. But right now, with Alec Pierce quickly off the market, that's one fewer option for the New England Patriots. It's less leverage than the New England Patriots had 24 hours ago. So maybe a win for Howie Roseman and what they can, maybe be able to get out of the New England Patriots in a potential A.J. Brown trade. But yeah, no, that's a big domino to fall right at the beginning. You guys see the number? It's 4 years,
$29 million a year.
$114 million.
God.
Highest paid free agent wide receiver in NFL history.
Man, that's
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
We're gonna be saying that a lot today, I think.
Yeah. I said it with Cuz earlier. Like, if I were the Patriots, would I rather pay that for Alec Pierce or pay what the asking price is for A.J. Brown? Like, I'd rather pay what the asking price is for A.J. Brown, personally. But yeah, the Colts. People didn't really think that this was going to be possible for Indianapolis after they, placed the tag on Daniel Jones. So, that's why my initial response was so shocked. I thought there was done deal, like he was going to be out the door.
Very interesting.
For a lot of money. Alec Pierce is a nice player, but it's a lot of money.
Those are free agency prices.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right. That is a lot of money, but that is right. I think if you are hoping to trade A.J. Brown to the Patriots, that was probably good.
Yeah, that was what you need. You needed something like that.
All right, let's get to What's Brewing, presented by our friends at Wawa, keeping us going here for the next 3 hours. EJ, your thoughts on the Jordan Davis deal a couple days later?
Yeah, I do think it's a bet on him improving in the near future. It reminds me of deals in the past. I mean, even just like the way that the Eagles have talked about Jalen Hurts in the past, where you're betting on the player and the person continuing to take the steps necessary to really justify the cost of the deal. It's a significant deal. I think even if you play the game with, they had, the 5th-year option as part of it, the annual value still puts him in line with a player like Dexter Lawrence. And, I wouldn't have put Jordan Davis quite in that company quite yet, but I think it's on the table for him to be, that level of player. So I think, again, it is reliant on him taking a step. But if you look at the way that Jordan Davis progressed last season and really dating back to the 2024 season, there's evidence to suggest that he will continue to take strides. And, obviously there's also the intangible aspect of it too, which is that he is a really strong locker room presence, an energy giver. He really has been the heir apparent to Brandon Graham in that department. So I think it makes sense that the Eagles locked him up. I think it makes sense that not locked him up. Signed him to this extension. But yeah, the number we said it in the emergency pod. The number still surprises me even a few days removed.
Do you think, as Deniz will come on later and tell us about how rare it is that Jordan Davis is on the field on 3rd down, right? And all the defensive tackles paid in the same neighborhood. Those guys are always on the field in passing down situations. Do you think that Jordan Davis can be worth this extension if he doesn't start playing on obvious passing downs?
It's hard to see an avenue where you're paying a guy that much not to impact your pass rush. So I think that's the bet they're making. They've made a handful of bets on Jordan Davis over the years, and they've been proven right. And I think that this is the next one. And I understand why they're doing that. Especially I could hear an argument about what he offers you from a schematic perspective, even without the pass rush juice.
Yeah.
There is value in that. There's value beyond just what he would make relative to other nose tackles.
I think that's right.
Yeah. I've heard the Brandon Graham aspect of it, where it's what he means in the locker room, the heir apparent. I think all of that is true when it comes to Jordan Davis. I think of our guy BG, and I'm like, man, it would have been nice for BG to get paid at the top of the market just because he brought that in, that value as well, that intangible value. I don't think that you can pay him just off of that.
Right.
Yeah, I agree
with that. Okay, well, let's close the book on What's Brewing, presented by Wawa. Our first super chat is in from Pat Phoenix. This Davis Carter stuff feels like an overreaction by the team to last year. Davis was good in 2025. Jalen Carter was elite in 2024.
I mean, the thing to remember with Carter is the fact that he was never healthy this year at all.
I mean, he literally had this also in training camp.
Not even 25 yet.
Right. Yeah.
There's a chance he'd be the best defensive player in football over the next 5 years. Right.
Yeah.
It's within the range of outcomes.
Yeah. But maybe there's a chance that he doesn't.
Right.
And all of those snaps that he's been taking are wearing on him.
Yeah, we've had this discussion a few times now about it's a high variance scenario that you're playing out here. The world where he becomes really what I think we all agree he has the talent to be, which is probably one of the, if not the most impactful pass rusher in the NFL. I think that is his ceiling. I don't want to quite invoke Aaron Donald anymore because I think it is just lofty. But in that air, in that level of
Chris
player.
Jones.
Yeah, Chris Jones. Yeah, I think he has the tools to be as good as Chris Jones, which is one of the best players in the NFL. He also has the downside of being, on that contract and not giving you that level of production by a wide margin. Again, we've mentioned that his production has steadily decreased each year of his career in terms of sack production. So, I've heard the argument, and I actually would agree with the argument. The way that he has acted and conducted himself behind the scenes, when he's trying to make $35 million a year, how will he react and how will he act when he has $35 million a year? All of these things are kind of on the periphery of the fact that he has the potential to be a game changer, a player that carries you through high leverage games. And I think the Eagles understand that. And that's why I still expect an extension to get done with Jalen Carter.
That's probably right. That's all well said.
Yeah.
Two minor signings have trickled in since. We have our first ex-Eagle Changing teams. EJ, do you know who that is?
It was Olamide Zaccheaus. Is it
Yes.
the Falcons?
That's correct.
Ian Cunningham.
Yeah,
Yes. And then the Patriots bringing in Draymond Jones.
Oh, I missed that one.
And another one from
Man.
Ian Rappaport. They're coming hot and heavy. That's 10 minutes. That's all you need.
Windows open.
Eric Stokes going back to the Raiders on a 3-year, $30 million deal.
30. Okay.
That's
steep.
Yes, that is the price for a starting corner. I
Yeah,
guess.
we're going to talk about corner prices at some point today. And man.
Yes, did you see the Monteric Brown with $331 to go back to the Jaguars? And then let's talk about the move the Cowboys made today.
Yeah.
What did you make of the trade for Rashawn Gary adding to Christian Parker's new group, friend?
Yeah, I think it makes sense for a lot of reasons, right? Where when you're playing in that defense, you like to be able to have defensive linemen that have the ability to hold up and hold their end of the bargain in the run game plus, right? Like not just like 1-for-1 stalemate, but have that ability to just be really stout run defenders. And Rashawn Gary certainly is capable of that. Now, he's a little bit of an undisciplined player, can be a little bit volatile in that way. The highs are really high as a rusher, but there's a reason why they felt that they needed to go out after giving him a big contract, go out and pay what they did for Micah Parsons. He's not that ace, in that pass rush room. Now, that said, you've got Quinnen Williams and you've got Odighizuwa and you've got a bunch of the other young players that they've brought in over the course of the last few years. It makes sense. Like, all right, we're going to bring him in. He's part of the platoon, and I think he also, by the way, played for Christian Parker. Christian Parker was on the staff in Green Bay when Gary played some of his best football. And there are other coaches on that staff as well that have been with Gary in the past. So that makes a lot of sense.
It's a physical front they're building in Dallas. And I think there is a reason to believe that Dallas defense is going to be at least league average next year. And if they have a league average defense with that offense and the talent they have offensively, I think Dallas could be pretty good next year. I mean, there's a lot of time in the offseason still. I'm not saying that, I'm picking the Cowboys to win the division, but I do think they're going to be tougher to play against next year. I think what they're building defensively with Christian Parker as the one setting the vision for it, you can kind of see what they're building there is going to be a lot better than it was last year. There was also
make you worried.
There was some like confusion about, I think it was Adam Schefter put out that Rashawn Gary was a defensive tackle. He's mostly, almost exclusively an edge rusher.
Yeah.
He's bigger, but he's not. He's like, we talked about it before the show. He's kind of like your heavy edge rusher in a Vic Fangio system. So you think Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, more than like a Milton Williams or Moro Ojomo.
Yeah. He can kick inside when you get into 4-down fronts, but that's not how Green Bay has utilized him in the past. He is almost always an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Okay. Changes the shape of the division a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think Dallas is going to be pretty good next year. I mean, I think I'd still pick the Eagles right now to win the division, but I think it's going to be a more competitive division than it was last year. And I think Dallas is going to be, it's going to be hard to play them because, again, really last year, their offense was a top 5 offense. It was just how bad their defense was. I think you were getting at least competency from that defense, if not slightly above average there. I mean, the thing that it's funny, it's like they're kind of building a defense. We'll see what they do in the rest of free agency, but I can already tell you, like, they're going to build a defense that looks like the Eagles defense. They're going to build it in the way that Vic Fangio likes a defense built and the way that Christian Parker has learned to build defenses. It's going to be, stingy up front. I think they're going to invest heavily in the secondary. And I've said it before. I think that Nakobe Dean might be on that defense before it's all said and done.
Is there a part of you that wonders if the Cowboys try to undercut the Eagles and send George Pickens to the New England Patriots?
They hear the asking price for AJ Brown and they're like, yeah. I mean, Pickens, you'd have to pay him right away. So it's a little different. But yeah, that is a funny thought.
I think and shout out to Ben, I'm pretty sure it was Ben that posted yesterday's price is not today's price. That's Howie talking to the Patriots right now. I do wonder if we know how great Howie is at the information game, right? Understanding the connections between the Eagles building and the Colts building. If they knew you guys think you're getting Alec Pierce, New England, we know Alec Pierce is staying, but from our sources in the Indianapolis Colts building, it's going to be very interesting to see that play out.
All right. Time to take our first break here on Free Agency Frenzy, this 3-hour bonanza that we've got coming your way. On the other side, some predictions from the three of us that we have made. We'll talk about the Eagles that you need to know who may be going elsewhere, and obviously continue to react to the hot and heavy action coming as the legal tampering period is open.
As you guys know, I have a long commute, and I cannot tell you how many times I'll be on my way home and I'll realize I haven't eaten. I want something healthy and affordable on my way home, and for that reason, I really love what Wawa is offering right now. They've got $5 deals all day, and honestly, it just makes your life so much easier. If you're starting early, you can grab the $5 Big Breakfast Meal Deal. We're talking a sizzly, a hash brown, and any size hot or iced coffee. That's a full morning win for $5, available from 5 to 11 a.m. Then later in the day, the value keeps rolling with a roasted chicken sandwich or crispy chicken sandwich created your way, starting at $5. They've even got new teriyaki recipes for a limited time. So start your day strong and fuel up whenever you need with Wawa's $5 deals. It's a limited time, exclusions apply. See wawa.com for details. Gotta have a Wawa. What if you could have intelligent and reliable Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep the price the same for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. It's Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that lets you stream the game even when your whole family's online. Just picture it. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment already included in the price. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, that should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. You guys can learn more at xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply.
Draymond Jones got paid $13.5 million per year, according to the numbers. We're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, Free Agency Frenzy. You're not surprised by that?
No, that's where I had, because he was already at $10 million from his previous deal, so it's a slight uptick, but that's the same. He's in the same bucket that he was in.
All right, there we go.
Nice player.
We're back. Great super chat to start us off here. Very generous from B320, who says, "I'm never able to watch the show live, but listen every day. I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all. Go
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And if you are joining us for the first time, just know that we are here Monday to Friday every day at 2:00 all year long, talking birds. Chill Bill with a super chat who says, EJ, are you still as adamant that AJ gets traded?
Maybe slightly less adamant. You know, maybe I probably would have put it at like 70 turkeys before the weekend, and maybe now I'm down to 67. Oh no, I just realized what I did there. I would say that the Alec Pierce deal kind of boosts it back up though. Yeah. So maybe I'm back up to 70.
Back up to 70 or almost to 70?
No, I'm gonna go 70. I'm not feeling nice today. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that Alec Pierce deal puts the Eagles right back to square one right back to where they were with the Patriots, if not more advantageous. And I think that's really the question that we keep asking with the AJ Brown deal. I understand some fans are like, why would they trade AJ Brown? It doesn't make any sense. The cap hit, the player, all of those things. But I do also think when we talk about it, the price that the Eagles have put on AJ Brown is significant. It's higher than I would have expected, honestly. Multiple picks and a player is the reported asking price. And I think, as this goes on, the desperation for the Patriots is going to be high enough that they may have to come back to the table and, again, improve their offer. So the question is going to be if the Eagles' lofty asking price is met. I think it's more likely now that it is met because of Alec Pierce.
All right. Before we get this continuing deluge of news, the three of us put a little league-wide prediction.
Wait, can we talk Jaelan Phillips first?
Please.
Yeah, because we've got some intel here. I think that a Jaelan Phillips extension with the Eagles, they're pushing for it. I think it's something that, again, as you get into this tampering period, you will always want to couch it with a lot can change, but I think the Eagles, have significant interest in bringing him back, and I would expect to see something there soon.
But they were pushing to get it done before the start of the week.
Right? Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's at 12:20. I think it's a little. If you had told me to put turkeys on it before, when I went to bed last night, I probably would have put it at 85, 80. I'm probably 75, 80 at this point.
Don't you think that we will get Jaelan Phillips news one way or another by the end of this show?
Yes, I would agree with that.
I think so.
Yeah. But I think the Eagles have strongly pushed for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think that number is? Given
I
the
think I
numbers we're
put it
seeing.
at like 24, 25. I think the number
think
could
it's gonna be
surprise
higher.
me though. And I
It's gonna
think
be higher. I think so.
I think whatever Phillips' number is, it probably will surprise us. I mean, the Jordan Davis number surprised us, and that wasn't one we expected to surprise us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I do think that there is, I wouldn't say optimism, but a strong feeling that they'll get something done.
Okay. All right. Why don't you, Fran? Why don't you go first? Your league-wide predictions. What did you go for here? Non-Eagles.
Yep. Non-Eagles.
Non-Eagles.
I stuck in. I was.
These are some dart throws.
Yeah, I did these last night, so we made the predictions going in. I'm taking a half a point on my first one because it said the first one of the 12 o'clock would be by the NFC East. I'm going to count Rashawn Gary in there.
Oh, come on. That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. But Rashawn. So I thought, all right, NFC East team. I figured, both of these. Are
that was a deft thing because you had you could get it 8 ways.
Of course. I
know.
Listen, this is not my first rodeo playing games with you. I felt like an NFC East team was likely to try and jump in there and make a move. Giants pay real money for a running back. They've been rumored to be in on like Kenneth Walker, and I just think it's funny. I was very close to making one of them. One of my predictions: the Giants do something that make us laugh during the show, and this would definitely categorize as something that would make us laugh. Patriots sign Alec Pierce, obviously that's out the window. Dolphins acquire at least 3 ex-Packers, so Rashawn Gary out the window. So that's one that, but. Quay Walker, I'd keep an eye on. Malik Willis, McDuffie, I definitely would keep an eye on McDuffie, the linebacker there. And then Chigakonkwo signs before Isaiah Likely. The way I was thinking that was Chigakonkwo. I feel like the market, we know what the market is on Okonkwo. Likely I could see him pushing to try and get near the tight end ceiling because of untapped potential, and he's behind Mark Andrews and all that, where that could be a little bit of a trickier market. Whereas Chig signs early, and who knows if it's here in Philly or not, and EJ gets his wish.
Kenyon Sadiq at home. Or that was Isaiah Likely. I'm all messed up.
That's right. No, but honestly, they're both they're similar body types. They're similar pass catchers. I think Likely is a better blocker than Chig. To me, Chig is pass catching, and that's the specialty.
What did you say? The smallest tight end room in NFL history?
If they draft
Kenyon Sadiq?
Yes, correct.
You have a new deal.
Ooh.
Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker.
Here we go
to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Whoa. He fits them all. It makes a ton of sense from the fact of when I think of Isaiah Pacheco, he's wild, hard charger. He's just a chaos runner. That's what Kenneth Walker is. He's just got much more big play potential than
potential.
Pacheco.
Yes.
So that's a nice sign. I'm interested to see
curious about the money there, but that's an interesting one.
It's a big one.
All right, EJ, your league-wide predictions.
All right, you're going to ridicule me, and I don't care. I went safe with these.
That's fine.
Yeah. I
can't wait to see these.
I like Kenneth Walker.
I tried to stick with some NFC East predictions like Fran. And when we get the money, cut me off. I want to hear what the money is. Washington Commanders sign at least one of the following players, aging players: Mike Evans, David Njoku, or Isaac Seumalo. It just feels like they're going to get somebody old that is on the last phase of their career there. The Dallas Cowboys sign Alante Taylor. I like
Christian
this one
Parker
as a
finds
Christian
Cooper
Parker.
DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
Okay.
Yeah, find the star. A smart offense, top 10 in EPA per drive last season.
Ridiculous.
Signs Charlie Kolar. The Kolar Bears out there, they know what's up. Yeah.
The Graham Plattner of NFL free agency.
Jeez.
Elijah Vera Tucker signs with. Now I've moved into settling old scores on Quackatology. Elijah Vera Tucker signs with a team with a pressing need for a starting tackle, which would prove me right in the argument that we had. And the Arizona Cardinals signed Malik Willis.
Okay.
That was my real chalk one.
I was thinking about this the other day. So would it be fair to say if you sign Malik Willis that you're hoping that he's a league average quarterback?
I think so.
I think you're probably shooting for a little bit higher.
Yeah, but don't you already have that in Kyler Murray? To me, that's why I don't like about that idea. The idea of that signing is all right.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't really know why you would cast aside Kyler Murray for
Malik Willis,
for paying real money to Malik Willis.
I feel like Malik Willis. It's funny because this is the conversation we had with him coming into the NFL, just kind of fast forwarded,
right?
Where I still think that there's a high variance in a good way for him and a bad way, obviously. That I think he could be, I don't know, I guess 15th best quarterback in the NFL. I think he could be like the 10th best quarterback in the NFL.
10th is, I mean, that's hot.
He's traitsy. He's traitsy, and he really
he's traitsy.
It's not like it's. I mean, I guess he has.
I think he can have games, which he hits that ceiling, but it's. I would be hard pressed to believe he can do that over the course. But
in the right setting with an opportunity to really settle in, I could see it. You guys know, like I like traitsy quarterbacks, so Malik Willis is my type of quarterback.
But like. We don't need to get into like the top 10, like the top 10 quarter, but it's literally going through literally like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. You're gonna say like, could he be better than what Drake May is?
Yeah, I'll stop you. I'll stop you when we get to
all right, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert.
I think he could be in there.
You think he can get up to that? You think Malik Willis can get up to that?
That is his ceiling. Realm? That's his ceiling. Yeah, I think he can get into that conversation.
Big swing.
All right, I'll give you mine. The Las Vegas Raiders sign at least 2 offensive linemen and a wide receiver, all for more than $10 million a year.
Okay,
you're trying to build around Fernando Mendoza, give him some structure. They got a lot of money to spend.
I like that.
They got some holes. This is my Commanders one for you, and I actually feel pretty good about this one.
Okay,
Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
Washington Commanders throw a boatload of money at Trey Hendrickson.
Yes, I like that.
They love the fact that he's old and good. That's their
31. Yeah.
I have a Kyler Murray team that I don't think people have really floated.
Okay.
The Jets.
The thing is he, well, we're going into like the Jets operating rationally. Is he too good for what the Jets like kind of like need to be? If the Jets are playing for
but they got so many picks. I don't know that they're playing just to tank. I mean, they just traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, right?
They did, yeah.
So I think they would like to pretend to be relevant.
Right.
And so I'm going Kyler Murray there.
Yep.
Rashid Shaheed is going to sign for a number that blows us away. He's going to sign for over $18 million.
He's got buzz right now, man. He's got a lot of buzz.
And speed always gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was originally going to put $20 million here, but I wanted to make sure that I get this one. I think he's going to get. People are going to be like, "Wow, he got a lot."
Yeah.
And then my last one, whoever signs Charlie Kohler drafts the tight end in the first 4 rounds. Immediate buyer beware. It is absolutely the Graham Plattner.
I love it.
Everybody pretends that this guy that they just heard of is answering every problem that they want to solve, and they have not done due diligence.
What do you mean? We all did the due diligence. We watched him.
Jonathan Jones from CBS reporting that the Buccaneers are working to retain Cade Otton ahead of free agency.
Oh, interesting.
So, the big news there on the tight end.
Probably good for us that we're not worried about Cade Otton coming to Philadelphia and being like, why exactly did you guys have to ridicule me constantly during Quackatology?
I like Cade Otton personally.
He's one of us.
Yeah, I mean, he's I'm not going to sit here and say that Charlie Kohler is definitely better than Cade Otton.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think they're the same archetype. Yeah. They're probably getting paid in the same realm, but Cade Otton has done it for the last few years, whereas Kohler has been a part-time player.
Yeah. So wait, where does you said Cade Otton
the Bucks are working to retain him.
Okay.
So to me that
he's in the Jaelan Phillips.
I'm reading that as exactly. That's what it says.
It's not done yet. They're hoping to get it done before somebody makes a crazy offer.
Yeah. As far as
Ethan sends along a note from Rob Demovsky covering the Packers that Romeo Doubs will sign elsewhere.
Ooh, interesting. He's not. I would be shocked if the Eagles sign a wide receiver this week.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree. Especially one at that
of any ilk.
That price.
Yeah, but especially one of that. Yeah.
As much as I like him.
I'm at to your Rashid Shaheed point. The window is open. To your Rashid Shaheed point, I'm actually surprised that there wasn't more buzz on him coming into free agency. I mean, like the impact he had in Seattle last year. Like if you're getting Alec Pierce for how much money he got, like he's not gonna get to that point. But if you're asking, would I rather have Rashid Shaheed at this, at the B tier or Alec Pierce at an A tier? Like I'd rather take the value on the Shaheed deal.
What would your walkaway number be for Shaheed? Like where would you, if you
personally in a vacuum, or you're talking like
in this free agency class? And like your team independent. I don't like if you were interested in a wide receiver, where would you put him?
So they're very different players.
Rap Sheet now has that the Bucks are finalizing a deal for Cade Otton.
For Cade Otton.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be a relatively big piece in the tight end market.
Yeah, but let's see what he gets
off the table. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm looking at Christian Kirk's deal that he got with Houston last year, $18 million a year. I would say that somewhere in that range would probably be what Shaheed is looking at. So
20.
See, receiver is tough because it's literally like there's probably like 20 to 22 guys that are north of, or that are due to be north of 20 million. And then there's like kind of a gap, and then there's a bunch of other people. So I'm putting him in that gap, Shaheed, where I think that he will likely end up.
Okay.
Electric player.
One day.
Yeah.
And whoever signs him is going to say, well, he's not just a receiver. That's also changing our special teams.
No, I mean, they're not lying though.
Dynamic return, man.
So they were still waiting on these numbers.
The numbers.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, the numbers.
Josina Anderson just tweeted, but my understanding is the Chiefs are working through the terms on a contract deal with Kenneth Walker as we speak.
Kenneth Walker already posted like a picture of him in a Chiefs uniform.
So it sounds like it's done. It's
good work
language, I guess.
Quick to the line. All right, let's take a look at the list of Eagles free agents, if we can bring that up, Lindsay. And obviously, we know about Jaelan Phillips. That's the big draw. But there's also Dallas Goedert, and there's some reason to think that the Eagles might want to try to bring Dallas Goedert back because it helps the cap number. Nakobe Dean, we do expect to leave. Reed Blankenship is the real interesting one.
Yeah.
Because that could go either direction. And then let me ask you this. Throw Brandon Graham to the side, because I think we know that if he comes back, it's here, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Of Fred Johnson, Adoree Jackson, Braden Mann, Jahan Dotson, Marcus Epps, throw Grant Calcaterra in there if you want. Who signs elsewhere first?
I literally thought you were going the opposite direction.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say.
I thought you were going to say who's most likely to come back.
I
was going Epps is most likely to come back. Who's likely to sign elsewhere first?
Could it be Nakobe Dean?
No, I meant of the non.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Dotson, just because of receiver scarcity in the market.
Yeah, like Olamide Zaccheaus just signed. Yeah, okay. I like that one.
Dotson or Fred?
Yeah, I guess I'll take. So you just took Fred, so now I got to take another one.
Take Brett Toth. I heard some
some
palpable
buzz.
Brett Toth.
Why don't you take Brett Toth? And then I'll take Fred.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take them both. And
yeah, I could see Fred getting. Could Fred be like the DeAndre Swift, where it's like first day of free agents or first day of tampering period? Bang, sign somewhere.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Cade Otton is official because now I know the name of his agent. That's when Colin Roberts negotiated the deal.
Oh,
so
he's
that means
good, that guy.
done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That means it's done.
Shout out to Colin.
Shout out Colin, yeah.
Kenneth Walker, 3 years, $43.1 could be worth up to 45. So let's say
that's 14 and a third.
So that is all right. So not up to the certainly not up to the Saquon number. There's only 3 guys up in that tier. Well, 2 guys up in that tier currently. Bijan will be there. Yeah, so it'll be right there. It'll be in the Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. Yep, in that bucket.
Cade Otton's agent, not a fan of our show after the way that he was dragged last week.
I know, yeah. That's why we needed to shout out.
That's why he had to settle for the Bucks number.
Right,
had to bend some fences there.
Yeah.
Who do you think is most likely to return
come back
on that?
I would still go Marcus Epps.
Yeah, I think it's Epps most likely, and it's obviously actually I don't even think it's contingent on Reed Blankenship.
No.
Yeah, if I had to pick somebody else, I guess I'm going BG. Was BG part of it?
Yeah, I think he said put BG aside.
BG is either here or nowhere.
Yeah, I mean it's Adoree or Braden Mann.
Yeah, what do you think happened to the Braden Mann thing?
I mean, I think they'll have reason to re-sign him, but if there's like an actual market, are the Eagles in the market for like are they going to be aggressive in a market for a punter with everything else that they have to do?
No, but here's my little Braden Mann nugget for you.
Yeah.
Braden Mann and Jake Elliott have the same agent.
Yes.
All right. That's right. Yep.
So Howie's going to try to work something in one direction or another there.
Okay, package deal. So do you think he's back then?
I would go like 53 turkeys on yes.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I don't feel super strongly.
So I'm taking Braden Mann.
Yeah. Super chat from Jimmy Kummel is a dead exposed 7671. I find it crazy.
Didn't know where we were going.
That fans are saying the Eagles should trade Zach Bond and re-sign Nakobe. Makes no sense to me at all.
Are fans saying that?
Are fans saying that?
I haven't heard that one.
I mean, I agree. I do find that crazy.
And not realistic.
Trade Jahad Campbell to re-sign Nakobe.
I think that's not
No,
realistic.
I don't think-
No, I'm not saying I would do that. I'm saying that is less crazy. I'm not saying I would do that. Now, listen, my predecessor.
Well, you're also like, in theory, you're probably not going to get a ton for Zach Bond just because he is older. Whereas, like, I don't know, you might be able to get a 2nd-round pick for Jahad.
Yeah, to me, the Zach Bond trade thing, it's a non-starter. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. He's on the field all the time.
Yeah, he's a great fit for the defense. Yeah.
The moment they drafted Jahad Campbell, you were not resigning Nakobe Dean. Unless it was going to be, like, he didn't come back well from
unless
injury,
he was not good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's right.
See what else we got here. Yep.
Apparently, the Commanders made an aggressive push for Alec Pierce, according to Jeremy Fowler.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, a little young for them.
Yeah, but
New England was also.
New England, yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. Good start for Howie.
Yes, I would agree with
that.
Yeah.
And nobody's thrown the full bag at Jaelan Phillips yet. So. Okay.
Yeah. And the Alec Pierce deal, it's a win for them.
Yes.
Now, you know what deal was not a win for them?
Trent McDuffie deal.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Trent McDuffie, $31 million annually. And really, like, the highest paid corner in the market now, right?
Yes.
The fact that a player that has been a nickel and outside has spent time at both, and I think it's fair to say that you would expect him to play in the nickel with the Rams.
I would be surprised if he is not a heavy nickel usage player with the Rams.
Correct. Cooper DeJean is rubbing his hands together.
Yeah.
After that deal. I mean, we've had a lot of conversations about how do you value a nickel cornerback, a player who is primarily going to play in the slot for you relative to the rest of the corner market. And the Rams just answered that question. They just said an impact player in that position is worth resetting the market over. Devon Witherspoon is another player that's going to be up soon. If you're Cooper DeJean, you're feeling amazing. You just woke up.
I see Cuz coming in with a head of steam.
Ooh.
Head of steam. Yes.
Oh my God.
We were just about to get to that.
I didn't see what the deal is yet.
Jalen Watson to the Rams. 3 years. 40-something? Was that the number?
I didn't see the number yet on Watson.
But yes.
So Chiefs corner goes to the Rams. Gives them another outside corner.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah. This is like one last ride with Matthew Stafford. They're going to push all their chips in.
Yeah. My guess
Do you want him or it's Spags loves him?
No,
Yeah.
They're loading up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
Like their secondary was their only weakness.
Man. Are the Rams going to trade for AJ?
They're like the Dodgers.
Are they?
The Rams are like the Dodgers. There's a cheat code.
They haven't won anything yet. I mean, since the last time. But
Yeah. I also think that his
football.
best football also might be with Spags, Jalen Watson. I think.
Ooh.
I think that's the.
You're right.
I think that could be the case with him.
You're right. But
it's a lot of money to spend on the secondary.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
carry on, fellas. Great show.
All right.
Thank you,
guys.
up, man. I mean, Cuz mentioned it this morning. They've been sniffing around the AJ Brown trade market.
I wonder if they were sniffing around before the McDuffie deal and then
Right.
and then
Yeah.
walked away.
You know
But they have picks.
you know what
They
team
still
I
have
was
a first
thinking
rounder
about?
this year. They've got their future first.
You know what team I was thinking about with AJ? What about the Broncos?
Yeah, they need pass catchers.
They need pass catchers. They're at 30. Sean Payton likes to go for it. You know, you help Bo Nix.
Although it sounds like Howie doesn't want this year's one. He wants next year.
Especially like
Well,
a
yeah,
late
we do
one.
that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Although, I mean, I'm not saying that that Rams would do this. They have number 13 this year from the Falcons.
Yeah, I think that is pigeonholed specifically for someone on offense, whether it's an offensive lineman or a pass catcher. I think they're holding on to that, and they're going to address the offense with that pick.
Man, Colin Roberts is getting the Jalen Watson bump too.
Wow, big day for Colin
Yeah.
Roberts.
Shout out
Colin.
Come on the show,
He's
Colin.
going to become a household name. 3 years, $51 million for Jalen Watson. Deal done by the great Colin Roberts.
He's having a moment.
Meanwhile, the Commanders have reached an agreement on an extension with Laramie Tunsil.
Okay, that was being talked about.
$30 million. 2 years, 60.
They got 2 picks going to Houston this year from that deal that they made last year for Tunsil, which happened today. I remember having that conversation at the end of this show last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There you go.
Full
All right.
circle.
Let's take our next break here. Hear from some sponsors. Continue monitoring what's going on around the league on the other side. Oh!
Tax season is funny because it's one of the only times all year people actually look at their full.
We're back. We'll be back with the break. Jaelan Phillips is gone. Going to the Carolina Panthers.
In a year? Oh my God.
All right.
Well,
I mean,
the Eagles pushed, but they ain't pushing that hard. That's unbelievable.
$30 million is
Wow.
Obviously, so you had Micah at 46.5. You had Myles Garrett at 40. You had Max Crosby, which is north of that. Nick Bosa north of that. And then it's Jaelan Phillips ahead of Brian Burns, ahead of Trey. Well, we'll see what the Trey Hendrickson number is here today. Ahead of, yeah. So the irony of this is that a year ago today, going back to last year's show, was that the Panthers were set to sign. They were announced that Milton Williams was going to Carolina.
Oh, that's right. Good callback.
They got outbid by New England in the last minute, and he ends up with the Patriots. So now it looks like the Panthers are like, yeah, we're not getting outbid this year. Well, we want Jaelan Phillips here.
And that is very clearly now at the line where the Eagles will be incentivized to not mess up getting a third-round pick, comp pick next offseason.
Yes, and that changes the entire outlook for their free agency. You know, they're not going to be in the market for some of these guys that we've talked about who will actually command real dollars because, they basically will recoup the third-round pick that they sent to the Miami Dolphins for Jaelan Phillips next offseason.
Also, something very human about now the tension between money versus the best thing that's ever happened in your life.
Yeah, I was going to say Jaelan Phillips talked at the end of the season. Yeah. And listen, he also talked about the fact that he's got a kid on the way. You know, he's got a fiance. He's got a family that he needs to take care of. So I understand. You know, you got to do what's best for you and your family. But he did talk about wanting to play for an organization that gave him a chance to compete. So maybe he believes he found that in Carolina. But I mean, listen, they offered him $30 million a year. I'm not going to begrudge the man.
80 guaranteed, apparently.
80 guaranteed.
Man, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's... Oh, and the Colts are trading Michael Pittman to the Steelers.
Yeah, that was one of the things we didn't talk about with the Pierce thing was that they had because they didn't have a lot of wiggle room. That's why I was surprised that they were able to keep Pierce because I was like, I know that they were kind of under the number there a little bit. They had to move on from Pittman. So Pittman goes to Pittsburgh. What's the, I guess we don't have the comp yet.
All right, now let's actually take our break.
Yeah.
We'll reset. We'll come back and set the scene on what this means for the Eagles. Jaelan Phillips not returning to Philadelphia, headed to Carolina.
Tax season is funny because it's one of the only times all year people actually look at their full financial picture. You see what you made, what you spent, what you saved, and sometimes you're thinking, wait, where did all that go? That's why I've been using Monarch. It helps you see exactly where your money's going and where something like a tax refund can actually make the biggest impact, whether that's paying down debt or building up savings. You guys can simplify your finances with Monarch. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts, investments, net worth, and future planning together in one clean dashboard on your phone or laptop. And you can feel aware and in control of your finances this tax season. And you can also get 50% off your Monarch subscription with the code PHLY. Monarch delivers real results for real people. They help users save over $200 per month on average after joining. And again, you guys can take advantage of this with our code PHLY at monarch.com for half off your first year.
Do you have people in your life who, anytime you hear about something, anything it is, they're thinking that's an opportunity to go make some money? Well, in your life, AirDNA is here to help you take advantage of the World Cup, because AirDNA is the leader in data on short-term rentals like Airbnbs, and they just released a free calculator so you can see how much you can make renting your home out during the World Cup. Occupancy already up 200% for the group stage matches, and we are still months out. This is a once-in-a-lifetime tourism event driving this demand, so don't sit on the sidelines and take advantage of your opportunity to rake in some cash. Think about the brand new patio you want, season tickets, epic vacation, whatever it is. You could even go to the World Cup with the money you're going to make. All you got to do is go to airdna.co/Eagles and look into it. because this is your chance. Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, free agency frenzy. We can react now. Jaelan Phillips leaving to the Carolina Panthers, signing a 4-year, $120 million deal, $30 a year. You can understand why that is a little bit too rich for the Eagles, Fran.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that the walkaway number for the Eagles might be in the low 20s, maybe as high as like 24, 25 million a year, or might be the furthest they're willing to go. The fact that the Panthers were able to come in at 30 million a year, that's one of the richest contracts on an APY standpoint at the edge rush position in the NFL. Not surprising that the Eagles were, unable to kind of match that number. That would have been a tough squeeze for them.
Yeah, I can tell you that the Eagles pushed to re-sign him, but they were always going to have a walkaway number. And yeah, I thought the walkaway number would have been around 25, 26.
Yep.
For him to get 30, good for him. I mean, he cashed in on being one of the top free agents in a class that was considered a little bit weaker in a year that the salary cap went up. And yeah, no, I mean, I think that this well exceeded where the Eagles were willing to go for him.
And so now the question is, how do the Eagles rebuild and retool on the edge? Because you've got Jalen Hunt, who had an awesome season and is a starting caliber player. You've got Nolan Smith, who has to prove that he can stay healthy. And there's nobody else there on the roster. And so you could think about going after Trey Hendrickson, sign an older player, a lot of money. You're going to cancel out the third-round comp pick that would be coming next year from the Jaelan Phillips deal. Or is this a situation where you think they play it kind of coy, maybe look at a Bradley Chubb type player, or is this like maybe a Boye Mafe kind of splash? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Bradley Chubb is the name that stands out. I always figured that it would be a good pivot if you did lose Jaelan Phillips in free agency. You're in line to get a compensatory pick next year. You don't really want to sacrifice that, especially when you already spent a third-round pick to get Jaelan Phillips into the building midway through last season. And for that reason, Bradley Chubb does not count against the comp pick formula because he was released by the Miami Dolphins. He's got a history with Vic Fangio. He's been productive throughout his career. I think he does make sense as the next player to watch for the Eagles at edge rusher because you're right, they do need help at that position.
Yeah, look, this is a former top 5 pick. You mentioned the history with Vic Fangio. Maybe has not, certainly has not lived up to top 5 pick status. And even now, like injuries have kind of taken their toll. He's not the top 15, top 20 type of edge rusher that he was even at his peak. But the Eagles don't need him to be that necessarily. At the end of the day, you mentioned they've got Jalen Hunt, you've got Nolan Smith. If you get a player like Bradley Chubb into the fold, well, that takes a little bit of the burden off all those guys. We know they like to play, those guys being able to play possessions at a time and be able to stay out there. And he's a 3-down player. And I think he gives them competency without affecting the comp pick formula.
EJ, does this change at all now how you feel retroactively about the decision to trade for Jaelan Phillips in the first place?
No, it doesn't. Howie Roseman mentioned, and I know that he's going to make this argument, but mentioned that if you trade a third-round pick for the chance to win a playoff game or to win a playoff game, you take that bet every time. I still think it was a good choice. It was a good trade. Talking to people about Jaelan Phillips the last few days, guys on the staff, they really emphasized the fact that even though his production tailed off toward the end of his time with the Eagles, if you look at the Eagles' overall production and their pass rush production in particular, Jaelan Phillips was a big part of that. He's been described to me before as like a perfect edge rusher for a Vic Fangio system because of his versatility and also the fact that he's always around the quarterback. It's not always necessarily something that, always translates in sack production for him, but Vic Fangio cares more about being around the quarterback, affecting the quarterback, and having that versatility, be stingy against the run, be able to play a lot of downs and drop when needed. And I think for that reason, it's a significant loss for them. But I think it also informs it was the right decision to add him last season.
I think that's right. You have to divorce. They made the trade knowing that there was a good chance that they were not going to re-sign him. And I actually think the odds of them re-signing him improved after he got here. I think they made the trade explicitly thinking it was just a rental.
Right. Yeah. And Howie Roseman talked about being able to see him up close, being able to see the type of person he is, be able to see how he fit with the Eagles' young defensive nucleus. And those are all the reasons why the Eagles did push to re-sign him. Again, it's funny. Like we heard at the combine that the number would surprise us. Mm-hmm. And even then we were like, okay, like 27, 27 a year would have surprised us. When we started this conversation, we figured somewhere between 21, maybe up to 24. The George Karlaftis deal in that range really stood out. For him to get 30 really is a reflection of his market really taking off in a weak free agency class. And again, good for him, cashed in. But again, I think it just well exceeded where the Eagles were willing to go.
I do think it's important for us to kind of recalibrate the urgency for the Eagles from back in the fall, making that trade for Jaelan Phillips as well, where you had Nolan Smith, where he was on injured reserve, the shoulder, like what was it going to look like the rest of this year? Didn't know what he was going to look like health wise. A year ago at this time, all the feelings that everybody has about Jalen Hunt, that's how he felt about Nolan Smith. The way that he finished the second half of that year in 2024 on the way to the Super Bowl, was one of the most impactful defenders on that unit in the playoffs, especially with what he did, kind of setting the tone for that front. And so I do think that there's still a lot of belief in Nolan in that building. And so, there was urgency to add to that room last year. I think their urgency to try and re-sign him and bring him back, talking about Jaelan Phillips, was because of the guy, like knowing the fit, right? I don't think it's necessarily like, all right, well, we got to pivot and now let's go get the top guy on the market. I'm getting, people saying like, oh, like Jonathan Grenard. And I don't think they need to just go and push all in to go to that position. Now I think it's, all right, let's just be judicious, be smart. We don't need to go crazy at the top of the market.
So you would not be interested in Trey Hendrickson?
I don't think so. I think I'm probably letting somebody, now if it was like, hey, it's a 1 year deal and it's that kind of, I think that you can get into that conversation, but I think he's going to go for more than that. So I don't think you need to test those waters.
All right. And so Jaelan Phillips leaves the Eagles to sign with the Carolina Panthers. Very quick final thoughts, CJ.
I think this was still the right move for the Eagles to make, and I think it was wise of them to let him leave in free agency for that number. I think he's a good player. I think he was a good fit for the Eagles defense, but the costs associated with that, it's too much.
Fran?
I think with Jaelan Phillips, I think EJ set it up well that this was a really good player. You would have liked to be able to keep him in the building, but that's the nature of the pro market.
All right, there you go. Jaelan Phillips gone from the Birds. And that's the end of the VOD that we just recorded that you didn't even know was going on.
We got lots to talk about.
What we did there is that is a clip that goes up separately, and now we're back to the live show, and we've got more news to discuss, including this newest one in the NFC East, Fran.
Yeah, Isaiah Likely from the Ravens going to the New York Giants, reuniting with John Harbaugh. 3 years, $40 million for Isaiah Likely.
Okay. 13.3.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not a bad deal for them.
What was your projection for him?
I thought it was like 15.
Okay.
15, 16.
Yeah, and that's what, honestly, like 17 is kind of like the cutoff for me, where that's where you get into like the Kittles, the McBrides, the Kelsey is up north of that. That's where Tucker Kraft's going to be when he gets paid. But to me, like this is about right. But that's why everyone looks at
in the first hour when most of the deals are making your eyes pop, that one feels actually pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah. Did you guys see Malik Willis?
Malik Willis too?
The Dolphins,
which is 1 of 3 for you.
Yeah, 1 of 3.
Yeah,
all right, so one down, 2 to go.
Yeah.
But 20, it was like north of 20. I think it was 22.3 or 22.7. I think I saw, which is the Justin Fields contract essentially for Malik Willis going to the Miami Dolphins.
And then Neville Gallimore to the Bears.
Oh, I missed that one. Interesting. Big money, or I guess
$6 million a year, 212, something like that.
For 12, okay.
I believe. What do you think of what do you think of the Dolphins going Malik Willis?
It's a little surprising.
You think that's a better makes more sense than Arizona?
For who?
Yeah, I think it makes more
team.
sense for the team. I like it more for Miami than I would have for Arizona.
How do you feel about it from a Malik Willis standpoint? I know it's just a money thing.
If I'm Malik Willis, I'm going to the highest bidder. I'm going to whoever's going to pay me the most money. Personally, I think at this stage, this is your chance to cash in. You cash in.
A situation matters so much for quarterbacks. I understand where you're coming from. He's probably thinking this might be my only chance, but in pursuit of getting a second chance, I'm not sure that was the best landing spot for him.
Who's their OC?
But this is his third chance.
Bobby Slowick.
Slowick, right?
Yeah.
This will be his third chance. That's the thing. It's like I think for him,
this
like
is his
the
chance to
calculus.
cash in.
This is my chance to. This will probably be the biggest payday I ever get. There's a good chance it's the biggest payday I ever get.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that. Okay. Yeah. The likely one is interesting.
Do we not have numbers for Cade Otton yet? I don't see them.
No, which means it's probably
12-ish.
Because do you agree that's the one if you're Dallas Goedert? Like Isaiah Likely is a little bit harder to project onto what Dallas Goedert will make.
A little younger.
A younger player with more theoretical upside.
A little younger than Goddard.
Yeah, but I feel like Otton, in terms of like proven production, I think if I'm Dallas Goedert's agent, I'm watching Cade Otton's deal to see what the market is.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton Schultz is 12. Jake Ferguson's 12.5. Hawkinson, the shell of Hawkinson is 16.5. Obviously, that'll be a different deal for him moving forward. But I feel like that's probably where we're looking at for when we get into Cade Otton, and that's probably what you're looking at for Dallas Goedert.
There you go. Exciting stuff. Good first hour. Flew by.
That 30 million, I'm going to be thinking about this the rest of the show. Like,
Well,
when
we
I heard,
talked about during the flirting process with Jaelan Phillips, and as we were trying to pick the number, to me it was less about the total number and even the AAV, and more about the guarantees.
Yeah.
80 guaranteed for him.
Yeah.
That is especially too handsome.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's just
for him.
Yeah, when we talked about a Phillips extension 6 weeks ago, we were talking like 22, 23 million a year and an out after the second season. Like we thought there'd be like some sort of off ramp that the Eagles could work in there. Man, I mean, again, good for him. Just that's a big deal.
Let's take a look, Lindsay, at the Eagles' targets on the edge now that we are in a post-Jaelan Phillips world here. And we've mentioned Trey Hendrickson, and again, I think that is probably unlikely. Bradley Chubb is the one who we have made the obvious connection to. As you said, EJ, given the Vic Fangio connection and the fact that he will not count against the comp pick formula. If you are looking at the guys who are probably going to count against it, Kwity Paye from the Colts is more of an edge setter than a pass rusher. Boye Mafe is the guy who people like because of the pressure rate, and he can drop in coverage. Does not hit the quarterback. I would like to see a little bit more production there. Odafe Owe is probably going to be the one who gets the most money on this group, and I'm not so sure that you would make that swap.
Yeah.
Pay about the same amount of money and get a worse player. I think we do like these next two guys as possible fits on a lower level to fill out that edge group, and that's Arnold Ebiketie from the Atlanta Falcons and AJ Epinesa from the Buffalo Bills. Tell me about those two guys, Fran.
Well, real quick, both guys are free agent. They were not released, right? So they both would
Those
count.
guys are both free agents, yeah.
I think when you're looking at Epinesa, let's start Epinesa first. Epinesa's got a longer track record of effective play in the NFL. Was a former second-round pick out of Iowa. You think of like the Brandon Graham usage, but in a different body type. He's a little bit taller, broader frame. Can play outside in early downs. Can kick inside in later downs. Has not been known as a rusher, but high effort, strong at the point of attack, and he can play against the run. He's a versatile player. I do like what we've seen from him over the course of his career. And then when you get to Ebiketie, a former second-round pick as well, coming out of Penn State, did not live up to that draft slot with the Atlanta Falcons. That's why they've been starving for pass rushers in recent years. More of a backup rotational piece, whereas I think when you're looking at the kid from the Bills, Epinesa, thank you, at AJ Epinesa. Epinesa has been like key cog of rotation, like, hey, like on rush downs, like he's out there. Ebiketie is more, there's like a tier below that where he's more like true, like, all right, like off the bench in your second wave, but not like a high impact player. Whereas Epinesa has impact moments. So I would, if I'm just stacking purely like in terms of talent and effectiveness, I would go Epinesa then Ebiketie.
Okay.
Slightly different players. Ebiketie is true edge, whereas Epinesa's got a little bit more versatility along the front.
Feels like Vic Fangio would really like an AJ Epinesa.
I think he's a better fit.
I think
for the scheme. Yes.
Yeah. And then we also had Malcolm Kuntz on there, who's more of just a pass rush specialist.
Yep.
I feel like that's less of an ideal fit.
Yeah, he's got more run value than Bryce Huff, but he is like more of your like effort player against the run. He's not like really stout and like holding the point in that way.
Big one here.
Okay.
The Saints are signing John Ridgeway, defensive tackle, to a 2-year, $6.2 million deal. Nice work by Lift Sports Management.
He was an old coming out of Arkansas.
I remember big old
big guy,
honking guy. Yeah.
6'6", 6'7".
Honking good service.
Can I go hand
nose
up
tackle?
Confession? The Cuz would call this the trust tree.
Okay.
So this stays between all of us
John
here.
Ridgeway.
I didn't know who he was, so I was like, I wonder if he's related to Hassan.
No,
yeah, he's not. Yeah,
Not related to Hassan.
Yeah.
Ridgeway.
Park on a Ridgeway and a Ridge on a Drive.
The combine.
Yeah.
We never told Bo what I gave.
Thought he was one of us.
How about this comment in the chat? Love this.
Okay.
The extended PHLY universe. Brandon Snyder coached against Epinesa in high school. Guy has a high motor, great character, and played for the team in cold weather city before with a rapid fan base. He would be loved.
He is the kind of like glue guy up front that he is a fan favorite type. The big reason why he kind of fell out of favor in Buffalo with fans is that he was a second round pick that didn't quite live up to second round expectation. But if he was drafted in the 4th round, everybody would love him.
Through the first hour.
There you go.
Went so fast.
Yeah.
Looking through, seeing if anything else come through. Joseph Osai, 3 years, $36 million.
Really?
Jets.
Really? Oh, interesting.
12
I remember
million
watching
for
him
Osai.
last year. He was a player who popped for me
Right.
on the metrics, right?
Right,
And is
yep.
an underrated player in terms of the quarterback hit rate. And then he did turn that into a much more productive season here. But I'll tell you, when I watched him, I was very underwhelmed.
Yeah, he's a
$12
classic.
million a year for Joseph Osai.
Got like solid size, but not a refined rusher. He's not like overly dynamic with his with athleticism. So he's kind of a high effort player.
They are also, the Jets, signing Kingsley Enagbare.
Oh, he could be a Packer. That was
1
gonna be
year,
one of the guys.
$10 million.
Or a Packer Dolphin. He was a guy I was counting on going to the Dolphins.
You said a Packer.
That's
like
what I meant.
Packer
Yeah,
South,
I went
yeah.
Packer going to Miami. 1 year deal is interesting for him. I thought he'd get a little bit
I thought
more.
so too.
Yeah, 1 year,
Yeah.
$10 million though. Yep. So he wants to prove it.
Is it fair to say that Jaelan Phillips might be the biggest surprise of free agency so far? Who has been more surprising than him?
So far.
Sorry, I was shaking my head. I wasn't shaking.
No,
my
it's
head.
fine.
I was shaking my head to something.
Honestly,
I just
you
read
could
on
disagree.
social media.
Yeah.
No, I was shaking my head to something I read. I promise.
that
I was
happens,
not to
yeah.
what you were saying. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't surprising that he got paid, but $30 million. Maybe it's just because I was across the numbers I expected him to get more than most of these other guys. But yeah, I think it might.
I
be
am
the
not
biggest surprise.
surprised by $30 million.
I am.
You have been, but
I am surprised that he went to such a bad team.
he's been like living, breathing, sleeping this number for weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
And I kept telling
Like
you it's
that.
going to be way higher than
You have said that.
Yeah, but like 27 was way higher than I thought. 30 with 80 guaranteed. To your point, that's like you guys teased me the other day. Like EJ's going to be like staring up at the ceiling at night, just thinking about that. That's what I'm thinking about tonight. Yeah.
Michael Pittman, by the way, got an extension
Okay.
from the Steelers as part of that deal, which was a swap of late round picks.
What do we got?
3 years, $59 million. It's almost 20 a year.
So this is why, like, so
That's why Rashid Shaheed's going to get over 20.
quick plug. My big board just went out this morning.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so my
Top 100 for Diehards.
Top 100 for Diehards.
Top 15 if you're a freeloader.
Thank you. Yep. Wide receivers are going to go early in this. And when you look at offensive linemen, like you look at some of the guards that got paid last night, like over the weekend, like at some of the, like Sean Ryan getting paid what he got paid by the Packers for like a very like middle of the road might be generous. And no offense to Sean Ryan, of course, but like middle of the road, like interior swing player, getting $10+ million a year. Those guys are great. So when I go to the to put together my board, the positional value is so important, and everything that happens in the next 48 hours, 72 hours, with all these guys getting contracts, and you look at what are the positions that are quote unquote getting overpaid, that impacts like guys that are going to go in the draft. So you're talking about like offensive linemen, wide receivers, they're going to go before your middle linebacker. That's a green dot guy. Like I think of like CJ Allen from Georgia and things like that. These are the things that start bouncing around in my head once we talk about draft value.
We're getting to a point. When does Devontae Smith say, like, these guys shouldn't be near me in the market? I mean, Devontae's at 25 a year.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
I think after if AJ is no longer on the team and then Devontae has the big year, it'll get redone.
Yeah, he's going to be like Rashid
I
Shaheed
think it might get.
It might get before then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
Really?
right.
You think
I
it
could
maybe
see
this
that before.
offseason?
I could see that. If they trade
I
AJ.
could see that too.
Yeah.
Right. I could see that. That's a good point.
I don't know if Devontae's personality maybe plays into this a little bit. Like he was so nonchalant about the last deal. Like it almost seemed like, we'll get done when it gets done. But yeah, I mean, if he's looking and he's like Michael Pittman and Rashid Shaheed are getting close to me. What are you smirking about?
I think Devontae is like, he is nonchalant.
But he also,
he's got
Devontae, like with the ad stuff, like with his sponsors, it's always like, oh, I have a juicer now.
Yeah.
I need you guys to all know
Yeah.
that I have a juicer.
Oh yeah, I just happened to stop by Wawa recently, and that was
I just really love my Wawa
turkey
hoagie.
sandwich.
Yeah, savvy.
Devontae, he knows how to play that game.
Mr. Biscuit has a new team.
Oh, what we got?
Tennessee Titans.
Nice.
Mitch Trubisky.
Where was
Walk
he?
on down to Broadway and
Where was he just recently? Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yes. Congratulations to Mr. Biscuit.
I do have a non-free agency question for you guys. I figured it probably would maybe the second hour of the show we can save it, but
Demario Davis leaving the Saints, going back to the Jets. He was originally drafted by the Jets. 2 years, $22 million.
Interesting.
Maybe you're right about Kyler and the Jets.
222. That means Nakobe's going to get.
Nakobe's going to get more than that. Actually, Mario
15?
Davis was a good. That was like a comp I had for Nakobe coming out.
15 for Nakobe, you think?
If he's getting
getting
Demario
11.
Davis is like 40 years old almost. Like he's getting 11 a year. Yeah, Nakobe's gonna get paid. He's gonna get good money.
Super chat from.
Oh, man.
Oh, we got a few. Fresh Prince. Would the Jaelan Phillips deal project to a third-round comp pick if nothing cancels it out? 100%, yes.
Yeah.
Does Howie transition to comp pick conservation mode?
Yeah.
Plus an EJ Sicko quiz. Quick question. What was Tony Pauline's phone passcode?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I was
It was
thinking,
a little bit longer ago, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about you
real sickos know that one for sure.
claiming stolen valor on me, saying I'm a sicko. Somebody mentioned I'm a defop. I'm not a sicko. I can accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think the Eagles will be playing the comp pick game from here on out. I don't think they were particularly impressed with the quality of this free agency class anyway. I think they'll have options to address edge rusher, with guys like Bradley Chubb, maybe through a trade. I think they could probably do the same thing at tight end. There might be a trade option out there for them to keep them from playing that game too much. So yeah, I think they will be careful about how they spend in free agency.
Now, I'm guessing Nakobe probably signs a deal that's in like the 5th round range.
Yeah, that's a
For
good question.
contract-wise.
Because if you're saying he's at
And
15
Reed,
now,
if Reed leaves, is probably a 5th or 6th. And
Yep.
so you can sign one that matches up with those
Yeah.
and cancels those out as long as you're not getting to the 4th or 3rd round level to cancel out
Yeah.
the Jaelan Phillips one.
it's a good point. I'll look at the it's loading for me now. I'll look at the compensatory pick formula for
Jay
27.
Dorrance with the super chat says, how does Bo feel about The Undertaker being the WWE version of David Baker? I don't think I get this.
So I'm assuming that means
Does this
that
mean he's the knock on the
Undertaker
door?
must be- yeah.
Knock on the door guy.
I mean,
I don't think
to
that's
me,
a good comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of being terrified by someone showing up at your door. Yeah.
I mean, very.
I would
comparable.
still rather have the Undertaker come to my house, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you want to know how many times I've looked up David Baker on what's
Wikipedia?
on what's the service used for the Ospreys? To get video messages.
Cameo.
Yeah, Cameo. I've looked up David
really?
Baker on Cameo so many
That's
times.
very funny.
He just continues to disappoint.
Oh, that's very funny.
Okay, real quickly, quick question here for you. Thinking now, all right, Jaelan Phillips out, talking about the comp pick stuff. Isaiah Likely off the board, Kate Otten off the board. So you're looking Chiga Okonkwo.
Well, we have this graphic
Oh,
here.
we do,
If
okay.
you want to flash it up, Lindsay, we have the tight end targets for the Eagles here in a world in which they do not bring back Dallas Goedert.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask.
So Likely off the board,
Yep.
Okonkwo off the board. Or not, sorry,
Or-
not off the board.
Sad.
Otten.
I missed
Otten off the
Yeah,
board.
Otten off the board. In terms of like 3 down presence at the position, you're really only talking.
Yeah.
David Njoku, Charlie Kohler, potentially, which is a reach, right?
Yeah.
Would you be more likely if Dallas was open? And there's factors here, right? I understand that. So if Dallas is open to it, and if you've got faith that he can return to form as a blocker, to overpay, quote unquote, for Goddard, like give him more money to make him whole, to bring him back, and
Save
not
some
affect
cap
the
room too.
save some cap room, not affect the comp pick game, as opposed to paying for your boy Charlie Kohler or EJ's boy Chiga Okonkwo.
Yes. I think Okonkwo was the only one who I would
Yeah.
I
Right.
would think about.
Yeah.
I would not think I'm going about replacing Dallas Goedert by signing Charlie Kohler and then drafting somebody.
What about so to me, like I think Chiga Okonkwo is a like pass catcher first. We talked about this, but that doesn't give you much as a blocker. I think Njoku does give you enough as a blocker, like that he could be like a suitable replacement there.
Okay.
Where do you land from that standpoint of paying Njoku versus trying to pay Goddard in your mind? Let's say the money is
I would
somewhat
rather
similar.
just have Goddard.
Right.
I think.
If you think that the blocking was,
I
You
also
would say-
I don't need Dallas Goedert to be prime Dallas Goedert as a blocker.
right, you're not paying him.
I need
to
him
that
to be a
level.
little bit better.
He's got it.
And then it also informs whoever the other guy is. That guy has to be real
Right.
capable as a blocker.
Charlie Kohler-ish.
Kokieft.
Right.
I like a cookie. Cohen Bell.
I mean, if you do Goddard, Kokieft, Greg Dulcich, you've got a tight end room, and you can add on the draft if you
Yep.
want to.
Does the fact
Other tight
that
end fits
Likely and Otten have already signed, does that make you think any differently about the pace of Dallas Goedert potentially signing somewhere? Like, do you think does it change how you feel? I think it's fair to say we would have expected these guys to sign relatively quickly. I know you thought likely might wait out the market, but does it change how you feel about if the Eagles need time to figure out if they're, where the AJ Brown situation is going to go? Do you think it changes that at all for the Eagles?
I think the Goddard thing with the Eagles was maybe more tied to a potential AJ trade.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that they didn't trade him before free agency probably means they let him walk.
Right.
And now if tight ends are going quickly on the first day, maybe that increases the likelihood even more because, there will be a market for Goddard.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
A couple here. Another tight end off the board. This would have been in the
we thought about this one.
Austin Hooper, 1-year deal to the Falcons.
Hanging with Mr. Hooper.
Yes. Returns to the team that drafted him, actually. Former Eagle on the move.
Yes.
Kenny Gainwell.
Kenny
going
G.
to the Bucks, 2 years, $14 million. So $7 million a year
for Kenny.
For Kenny G. It's a good deal.
I like Kenny Gainwell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was always like different than the type of player that you would have expected when they drafted him.
That's
Yes.
a decent try. That's a
I agree with
decent
that.
draft.
Yeah, he's
That's
like more of a he was kind of billed as like this pass catcher,
Right.
change of pace back, and he's just like a meat and potatoes running back.
Mm-hmm.
Tough guy. I always thought he was better on short yardage than he got credit for. He's really good.
Yeah.
Had a really good feel for space.
Very good in short yardage.
Yeah. So I like Kenny
What
Gainwell.
I always liked about Gainwell and backs of that ilk is that like it's kind of like Boston Scott is similar like in this way in that you wanted to do pass pro, he can do pass. You want him to be your third down like movable like a pass catcher, he can do that. Like you need to be goal line short. He's got good vision there. He's just not like he doesn't have an A trait, but he does everything else like across the board.
Rock solid.
That's nice. Like that's a nice piece to have in that room.
Nice interview too.
I like Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take our little break here to hear from some sponsors. On the other side, we're going to make room, open up this set. The professor, Deniz Selman, is going to join us. We're going to turn from a 3-hander to a 4-hander. Coming up after this.
Do you really want Jalen Hurts returning punts? What about Devontae Smith playing nose tackle? No, of course not. It's not worth the time, the risk, or the money. You keep your stars focused on what they do best. And the same ideas should apply to your business. For small and mid-sized businesses, competing with bigger companies isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. With competition heating up, you can't afford to fall behind. AI goes way beyond ChatGPT and it gets overwhelming fast. That's why having a trusted guide like Togo matters. Instead of buying expensive AI tools, Togo helps you build exactly what you need at a fraction of the cost. Togo streamlines your operations by handling customer service, accounting, order management, logistics, admin, data entry, and even complex multi-step processes without getting the cost of building it all in-house. Every engagement starts with free process mapping, and Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins. Programs start as low as $1,000 a month and are built to scale without breaking the bank. Visit Harness Togo and mention PHLY for a free operational assessment. If you're like me, you're starting to eye up some of your home renovation projects for the spring and the summer, and that's why I want to tell you about TrueMark's financial home equity line of credit, which lets you tap into your home's equity to handle renovations, upgrades, or whatever's next on your list. A TrueMark Financial HELOC Select gives you the flexibility to borrow when you need it on your timeline. You start with a revolving line of credit, use only what you need, and when you're ready, you can lock in all or part of your balance at a fixed rate for predictable payments. You only pay interest on what you use, and as you pay it back, that credit becomes available again. No reapplying, no extra steps. With competitive rates compared to most unsecured loans and flexible repayment options, this could be a smart move for your home and your wallet. Learn more about TrueMark Financial's home equity line of credit at TrueMark.com or stop by one of their 24 branch locations to get started. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938.
Welcome back to Free Agency Frenzy on the PHLY Eagles Show. Bo Wulf, Fran Duffy, our Eagles insider, EJ Smith. And now, the professor is here. Deniz Selman. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's exciting to be here on such a action-packed day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it worked out well. It's spring break right now, so
Beautiful. It's nice to see you. Feels like spring break.
Yeah.
And we have our first reported at least, Eagles edition or re-signing. Is it going to be a re-signing of Reed Blankenship or Nakobe Dean? We know it's not going to be Jaelan Phillips. No. EJ, who is back?
Michael Carter is reportedly re-signing with the Eagles after being released. They needed to cut him for salary cap savings, and this is according to, like I said, Will Parkinson on social media. He's signing a 1-year deal worth around $3 million to come back to the Eagles.
Now this is a one with massive flu world order implications.
I was just gonna say it might only be massive.
Fran, you had Michael Carter at 17.
Ooh.
Tough blow.
Well,
EJ, 14. Bo, 12. Come on. I think it makes sense. I think we learned with Michael Carter at the end of the season that Vic started to trust him a little bit and having some emergency safety viability, and also as a backup nickel. I think just like how we talked about them learning Jaelan Phillips, I had a chance to learn Michael Carter the third. I think this makes it's totally fine.
I think it was Adoree Jackson who called him the man coverage demon. And he said that's what they called him in the locker room. And Vic would take Marcus Epps off the field and bring him on as a fourth corner to play like a different kind of nickel, specifically to play man coverage. He did that 3 or 4 times down the stretch. So I guess we could see more of that.
Yeah, I think it fills out your room. Fills out your room.
Makes sense. He's got
now.
the versatility.
Fair to say that he is not an option on the outside.
No, I think safety, but not on the outside. I think that's fair to say.
And do you think this tells us anything about what they think is going to happen with Reed Blankenship?
It's a good question. I think the expectation is that Reed will have a strong market and the Eagles will have a walkaway number. Not to say it's impossible. I think the Eagles would like to have him back, but I think there's an expectation that he'll have a really strong market.
One of the things I was waiting to see today is like what's going to happen in that safety market, but that's one place we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah,
correct.
Like
It's maybe the
players.
deepest position group in free agency of starting caliber players.
Yeah,
Brian
so
Cook,
maybe.
Kobe Bryant, Jaquan Brisker, all these guys are like similar age to Reed
Yes.
Blankenship, Nick Cross, Jalen Thompson.
Yeah, might slow things down on the first couple of days. What do you?
Fran's got something
exacerbate
that
it
he's
back?
shaking his head about.
2 punters have been signed to real money in the last 2 minutes. So
Doesn't
the
bode well for
Giants,
Braden Mann.
the Giants just gave $4 million a year to Jordan Stout, the richest punter deal in NFL history.
John Harbaugh, special teams,
right.
got to get his punter.
Got to get his guy in there, and then
They used a
former
4th round pick on him, I believe.
Right. Yes. Former Vikings punter Ryan Wright is signing a 4-year, $14 million deal with $8 million guaranteed to go to the Saints. So Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore bringing in a punter for $3 million plus a year. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about from Braden Mann.
Braden Mann's music. Yeah.
Some tangential N'Kobe Dean-ish news as well. The Bucks have signed Alex Anzalone on a 2-year, $17 million deal, which is a little bit lower than I would have expected for Anzalone. 8.5. So injuries, but here's the thing: is that injuries have played a part with Anzalone as well. So that might be informative for N'Kobe Dean's market.
There you go. Interesting note from the chat. Anzalone, anagram for anal zone.
Of course. That's where my head always goes. He's also from the same town as Ross Tucker. Same
I guess
hometown.
we're not even. In,
I don't even know. What connection?
Go ahead.
I said we're not even in Bovertime. We got to be careful.
It's just a word.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's why you said it.
Something I don't think Eagles fans are like feeling great today. Like I know I'm not. Like this isn't like a day of excitement because you're losing players more than you're gaining players. Like if you have connections, it just doesn't seem like a likely day that there's going to be like a splash new player, right? Worried about losing AJ Brown, worried about losing Dallas Goedert, Reed Blankenship, N'Kobe Dean. Like already lost Jaelan Phillips. It is worth reminding ourselves, I think, at this time that the other option is to be like the New York Jets, right? Like where you're signing guys like Joseph Osai and Enagbare, and you traded for Fitzpatrick, and you signed DeMario Davis, and they're terrible, right? Like it's like bad teams are usually the ones who are overpaying for free agents.
Never want to win free
Good
agency.
teams are the ones who are thinking about like losing guys and comp picks and things like that. The reason they're signing all these players is because their own picks were terrible and they didn't re-sign any of them. So it's better to be in this situation, but today specifically, for me at least, like is not a day where it's like a great feeling. It's like kind of like players leaving.
But you'll get
Uncertainty
excited
about
at they'll sign one guy for $4 million, and you'll be excited to learn about that guy, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. For sure. Yeah.
Could it be the next Zach Bond, you know?
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, for sure that could happen. At the same time, it's also just hard when you're coming off of like, there was this team that just won the Super Bowl like a little over a year ago, and you're losing pieces from that team. And so you have good memories like attached to them. And so like that's going to be part of it too. I'm thinking already about like losing guys like Njoku and possibly Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, and it's something that Howie Roseman definitely like tried to get ahead of, is the fact that this is one of the consequences of being so having such a good roster is that you're inevitably going to lose guys like that.
All right, let's get to the right people, presented by our friends at TrueMark Financial. And I want to ask you guys, now that we have seen Jaelan Phillips get paid an average of $30 million a year, we've seen the Jordan Davis extension, what would be your expectation for a Jalen Carter mega extension that we know the Eagles have been working on to some degree?
Yeah, I think the number is in the mid-30s a year. I think he's going to reset the defensive tackle market. And honestly, I think that it's not – I'd still expect it to get done. We mentioned earlier that I'd expect the Eagles to get a deal done for him. But at the same time, it's not necessarily like a straightforward thing. It's not like you can just say – just based off the way that his career has gone so far, the injury questions, and obviously there are some off-the-field questions. It's going to be a tricky deal. And I think that's probably why we're starting to see some of the trade speculation, which again, I'm not saying I think it's something that's going to happen, but sometimes like this happens. It reminds me of like Dallas Goedert's situation last offseason, or last season even, where like there's trade speculation because they might be valued more elsewhere. Sometimes it's like an agent play, like, well, would another team pay Jalen Carter closer to $40 million? So I think it's going to be a big number. I think it's going to be a number that surprises people when they see it, just because that defensive tackle market is sitting at 31 now. I think he's going to be well above that number.
Yeah, how much higher though? I feel like you're not going to blow past that ceiling, right? So it's good.
34 is probably the number I would expect.
Okay.
I mean,
because that's what like Nick Bosa signed last year at 30.
Because the question then becomes like, what would a team? Again, hypothetical here.
Yeah.
What would a team like the Raiders have paid Jalen Carter on an extension?
They just gave Crosby 35.5 last offseason.
So there you go.
But
it's going to be a number that makes your eyes water.
If Jordan Davis is worth $26 million,
well, that's a whole different
then
a whole different conversation.
Then 34 sounds like a bargain for Jalen Carter, right?
And I think that's what Jalen Carter and Drew Rosenhaus would say. So yeah, it's going to be tricky because he's a caliber of player that should warrant a mega extension, but it's not like a straightforward, no, let's just do it.
I actually kind of think it is straightforward, because it's the 5th-year option number, it's the franchise number, and then it's just 35 on top of that.
Yeah, but you could also play those games. You could play on the 5th-year option, you could play on the franchise tag. Yeah, although the Eagles, the way that they set their cap up, he's not going to play on the franchise tag.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll do it for the right people, presented by TrueMark Financial. We'll find out soon if Jalen Carter will be here for a very long time.
Let me say one more thing.
We have our first safety.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Say your
Let me say one more thing about the Carter thing. Like, let's not dismiss outward. Like, let's not outright dismiss like the question. Would you rather have Jordan Davis, Moro Ajomo, and 2 firsts in return for Jalen Carter, or would you rather have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and leave and a 3rd-round pick, maybe a compensatory pick for Moro Ajomo? When you frame it like that, it is not the craziest thing in the world.
No, but the reason you have 1st-round picks is to get players like Jalen Carter.
I agree. I completely agree. I'm just saying, like, the thought experiment when you say, "Oh, you would never trade Jalen Carter," like when you walk through the steps, it's not as crazy as you might.
No, and I think
it's maybe not the right decision.
But restock. Now would be the time to do it with him. But I think it is an unlikely thing to do. And I also think we've talked about this. We were talking about it off air, EJ, about if you could only protect 3 players on the team. If there was like a league-wide expansion draft, and you and Cuz made the case that you'd go Quinyon and Cooper DeJean at the top, and then maybe Jalen Carter or maybe Jordan Mailata. To me, it would be Carter first, because cornerback play does not players are in their prime for a shorter period of time, whereas defensive tackles are in their prime for a long time when they're this good. And so That is why I would be fine committing to Jalen Carter.
Right, and that's why I think ultimately they will come to an agreement on an extension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Fran, give us this safety news.
Well, in the town that where Michael Jordan was.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Michael Jordan was a great player in Chicago for a long time. Now Kobe Bryant goes to Chicago for the Chicago Bears. So the Seahawks safety leaving Seattle, joins Chicago. Chicago, both of their safeties, Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker, both free agents. So
and GJ too. I mean, like that's another guy who can play starting safety. They're losing all three of those guys to free agency. Isn't it somewhat interesting that they're not just re-signing one of those guys?
Well, Brisker has had concussion stuff in the past. Byard is a little bit older, obviously, and we know CJ. So I think it's smart for them to kind of wait this out. But 3 years, $40 million, legitimate money for Kobe Bryant.
You think Brisker will go for less?
Yeah. So that's the thing about the Reed Blankenship conversation is that there are a lot of safeties out there where I could see if you told me Reed Blankenship is going to get $11 million a year. Wouldn't shock me. You told me he got up to $12 million. Wouldn't shock me. If it also wouldn't shock me if like he lost the game of musical chairs and the Eagles are able to get him back on a team friendly deal.
Cam Curl is the one other data point we have so far. Right.
Yep. Let's take a look, Lindsay, at the safety targets for the Eagles that we have here that we've discussed beyond Reed Blankenship. If he does not come back, there goes Kobe Bryant. Nice job. The strike through is already ready. Nicely done. Jaquan Brisker. Nick Cross, who is young and versatile with the Indianapolis Colts. Alohi Gilman, who is undersized. Jalen Thompson. Brian Cook from the Chiefs, expected to get quite a bit. And then if you're looking at the bottom of the market, guys who you might just pay a couple million to and get passable play, Geno Stone and Taylor Rapp, who was released by the Bills.
Yeah, that's the thing is that there are a lot of guys there that you can point to and say, like, yeah, that guy can come in and give us good, solid starting play at safety.
And I do think from Howie's point of view, I think you would be fine not solving the other corner spot right away and being patient and letting the offseason come to you. Whereas at safety, when you have the other spot already occupied by a guy who's going to be a second-year player and a little bit unreliable, I think that is the one that you would prioritize in terms of we want to solve this at the beginning of the offseason.
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying to make sure that Andrew Makuba's development doesn't get haltered or, just like affected by whoever you end up with. So it's a little bit higher stakes. It's kind of like you're trying to solve both spots rather than just the one.
Another tight end off the board, Daniel Bellinger going to the Titans. Yeah, so he rejoins Brian Dable in Tennessee.
We don't have numbers on that, do we?
Not yet. My guess is it's probably like a 1 year deal. Yeah. I can't imagine that's going to be anything too big. Probably similar to the Austin Hooper.
Maybe that's why Daboll didn't want the Eagles job. They weren't ready to commit to definitely signing Daniel Bellinger.
They could have done worse for a number 2 guy than Bellinger. And then there was one other contract, Cade Mays, interior lineman, going to the Lions. 3 years, $25 million for Cade Mays. $14 million guaranteed. Shout out to Octagon.
Is he going to be their center?
Probably, yeah. He's built in the same way that like a Ragnow was, so I think they're probably trying to replicate that impact there.
Right. Danny Bells.
Fran, I had a question for you.
Hopefully I have an answer for you.
This is related to your commentary earlier about your big board and positional value. From an Eagles perspective, like today and in the next few days, are there teams that are picking ahead of the Eagles in the draft?
Okay.
Who may be interested in offensive line in particular? Mm-hmm. Who Eagles fans should be rooting for in the next few days to make a splash in free agency. Not that it's a great free agency class.
I gotcha.
At offensive line.
Chargers for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, let me round through this real quick. So Eagles are at 23. Chargers are at 22. Steelers, I mean, it would depend on Sayamalo if Sayamalo goes back, but probably not. I don't think the Cowboys are going O-line at this point. The Panthers could potentially go offensive line. The Vikings, probably not. I think they're good. The Lions, for sure, definitely
they solved the offensive line by getting a new offensive line coach.
Well, of course, right. The Jets, I don't think so. I think you're probably looking pass catcher there. They could decide to go O-line. Depends on EJ's boy.
Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yep. That is the Raiders or the Raiders now at 14. So those
that's already pretty high up there. Yeah,
yeah exactly. So I think those are probably the big ones, the big potholes there.
Okay, and do you think I'm asking the right question? Do you think offensive line is the right position to ask about here?
I think so. I think offensive line and pass catcher are looking for the Eagles.
Wouldn't surprise me if they even double up on offensive line in the first 2 days. Like, wouldn't shock me at all.
The Eagles?
Yeah. Tackle in the first round, guard in the third round, or something like that. If it falls out,
I think that's possible.
Not a whole lot's happened so far. Offensive line wise,
no
free agency. I guess what Rasheed Walker, Braden Smith, those were the top.
Yeah, Walker's gonna
Taylor Decker.
Walker's gonna be one of those contracts that happens this afternoon. And we're like, he got how much? That's my guess on Walker.
I was surprised at Elijah Vera Tucker's performance in Quackatology, just because he's ranked so high in most of the consensus like free agency rankings.
Yeah, I would
he's
agree.
Like the second highest guard behind David Edwards when you look at like kind of the average of the consensus.
Who did you think should have won?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't have like a strong feeling about that, but like Elijah Vera Tucker stuck out as like a guy who just doesn't seem like they would go that high.
It kind of felt like one of the people on that segment was maybe a little tyrannical, shoehorning his guy through.
Well, that's Quackatology tradition, which you would know if you were a sicko. But yeah.
I mean, listen.
Yeah, there have been a lot of 1 to 2 vote wins in Quackatology history. 1 to 1 is nothing. I mean,
ultimately, I have to be responsible in protecting the show, and I cannot let us be on the hook for being part of this Charlie Kohler experience.
No, I mean Charlie Kohler. I was with Bo on that one. I mean, the idea that Charlie Kohler is suddenly going to be a pass catcher is very similar to thinking that Jordan Davis is suddenly going to be a pass catcher.
No, that's not the same thing at all.
I think that is a difference.
Yeah, Charlie Kohler did it in college.
They've both been in the league
opposite.
for years. Did it in college. For years. He's been in the NFL.
You using Jordan Davis as the example.
Third string tight end.
Yeah, you using Jordan Davis as the example. That's not a good analogy.
Well, I use that example because you also think that Jordan Davis is going to be a good pass rusher.
Oh, I don't think that.
That's why I was trying to shift the topic to that.
No,
Let's talk Jordan Davis. Go ahead. Yeah, I know you've got a lot of thoughts.
I feel bad about this because I love Jordan Davis as like a player to root for. As an Eagles fan, I enjoy watching him. I love that he's on the team. I enjoy his like personality. I understand he has a lot of value as a leader, as a I don't want to use the word babysitter really, but like as a guy who maybe keeps other players in line. This is all great. The money that he's getting paid now is similar to, top defensive tackles in the league. And when you look at how often they're on the field on obvious passing downs versus Jordan Davis, there isn't anybody close to Jordan. I mean, it's like, it's not like he's on the field a little bit less than them. Jordan Davis, in the 153 obvious passing downs that the Eagles faced last year, and I define this as more than 4 yards to go on 3rd and 4th down, nickel defense on the field. Okay, so that eliminates some late game situations where like they're not really trying to pass it. Jordan Davis was on the field on 30 of those 153 snaps. That's less than 20%. 15 of those were in games without Jalen Carter. When Jalen Carter was playing in the game, it was 13% of the snaps that he was out there. By the way, when Jalen Carter wasn't playing in those 5 games, Vic Fangio decided to use Brandon Graham at age 37 suddenly as a interior pass rusher regularly. Brandon Graham played 21 snaps in those games in obvious pass downs as a D tackle, 6 more than Jordan Davis. Ty Robinson played almost as many as Jordan Davis. Now, you can say, okay, that's not what they pay him for. Like they pay him to stop the run, but like
not anymore.
Like some of these guys are like good at stopping the run too. Like you look at like just around the league, like these are guys and the percentage of pass downs that they play on. Obvious pass downs, defined the same way. Chris Jones, 99%. Zach Allen, 94%. Jeffrey Simmons, 93%. Jeffrey Simmons, by the way, also had more tackles for loss against the run than Jordan Davis did. Dexter Lawrence, 93%. Vita Vea, 89%. You don't think of him as a pass rusher, but he's out there on those downs.
Good pass rusher.
Milton Williams, 89%. Aleem McNeil, a guy that people try to compare Jordan Davis to, 85% of the pass rush downs. He's out there. Quinnen Williams, after he went to Dallas, he went 71%. Jordan Davis, 19.6%, nowhere near any of these guys. And when he did rush the passer, obviously, teams throw the ball on early downs as well, he was out there for 374 pass rush downs this year. He hit the quarterback 6 times. Now, look, he had 4.5 sacks, which people say, not bad for a nose tackle. So he was involved in 5 sacks. He hit the quarterback one other time all season. So there's a little bit of luck involved in those sacks. 2 of the sacks were for 0 yards on attempted scrambles. He was 105th out of 114 pass rushers who had 300 or more pass rushes at quarterback hit rate. 105th out of 114. Out of the 35 defensive tackles with that many pass rushes, he was 31st out of 35. So he really gave you nothing as a pass rusher. He was also 28th in pressure rate, which, I'll include in there as well. Basically, none of the things that are like predictive of future, productivity were things that he was good in. And against the run, he was good, like for sure. He made an impact. 6 tackles for loss. There were 32 players who had that many. He was tied for 5th among interior defensive linemen. But my point here is that like the whole deal with Jordan Davis schematically is that he helps you stop the run on early downs using a light box.
Yep.
Very valuable. It's also very specific to the Vic Fangio system. Mm-hmm. If Jim Schwartz is really coming in as the defensive coordinator next year, as a lot of people think he is, or some people think he's coming in as the head coach, whatever, in either case, if he's running the defense, is he going to be interested in a guy like Jordan Davis? Like, he's never been interested in guys like Jordan Davis. Like a 2-gapping like type who's going to help you and out of a light box. Like, Jim Schwartz doesn't play with light boxes. He doesn't use 2-gapping defensive linemen. So I'm just curious, like, how much of that money is going towards the babysitting role? How much of it is going towards like the thing EJ was hinting at, or the thing that Fran was hinting at when he said like you don't pay him this if you think he's going to stay the same player? I'm just a little confused here. Like, do they really think he's going to start playing on 3rd down?
So a few things. Like I said over the weekend, I think that you are only giving him this deal if you think he's capable of reaching that. Like, I think that you're not paying him.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think you're paying him if you think he can give you even more than what he did.
But how?
Maybe even more, but not like Dexter Lawrence level of 3rd down play.
Right, but I thought okay.
Forget level, just 3rd down play.
Right.
Like, is he going to be on the field?
So one thing though, you bring up the Jim Schwartz of it all, like the scuttlebutt being like, all right, in 2027, Vic Fangio retires and Jim Schwartz steps in as defense coordinator. I wonder if there's like one player that Jim Schwartz had a lot of success with very early in his career was Albert Hainsworth, who was a big, powerful nose tackle, like get off the ball. Jordan Davis is not asked often to do in this scheme, is not asked to just go. Yeah. And we know that he's got those kind of traits. I wonder if you're kind of projecting that forward into what that could look like. That could be part of the calculus as well there.
I mean, that's quite the projection.
I'm just, you saying Jim Schwartz's name kind of invoked that in my mind.
I love the Jordan Davis story. A whole big part of it is that he was out of shape and now he's in shape, and it's a great story. On the flip side of that, another way you can think about that is if he had just been in shape the whole time, which is what he would have been if he had been more professional earlier in his career, and he still wasn't seeing the field on 3rd down, he still was only a early down run stuffer, would he have gotten this deal then? Or would he have just been like paid as an early down run stuffer and thought of as a quiet disappointment as the 13th overall pick? Because the whole narrative was you don't pick a guy 13th to stop the run on early downs. And now suddenly it's like unanimous that Jordan Davis is a success story, that Jordan Davis is like, good for him. He's in shape now. He's doing great. He's still an early down run stuffer. That's what he is. He might be a good one, but you don't pick a guy 13th and pay him $26 million to be an early round run stuffer. At least nobody else does. There's no other player that we can comp him to who gets paid like that.
I think it is as simple as they want him here. Howie likes him as a foundational part of the team, and that's what they wanted to lock up.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't turn into a 3rd down pass game contributor, that's baked in.
So it's because of the leadership stuff. Why does he want to?
I think it's also they like having guys who are here for 10 years. This is a guy who Howie drafted in the 1st round. I think there's a little bit of protection of the pick on his part as well. And he's a guy who everybody likes.
Yep. Yeah, I think the latter point.
And I think the fact that you are overpaying him, that's fine as far as they're concerned.
I think the latter point is a good one. I'm with Fran. I mean, the gulf between Travis Jones at $13.5 million, even if that was a team-friendly deal that was signed at a disadvantageous time for Travis Jones, like we're talking about $12.5 million difference here. I think it has to be more than just we like keeping him around. We like what do you?
No, and I think they believe that there is more to come.
Yeah,
from him.
I think that has to be part of it.
It doesn't even need to be that he turns into a 3rd down playmaker. It could be he turns into an even better run stuff. I think they just think that he is an ascending player still.
Yeah,
they're paying him like inflation adjusted, pretty much like Jeffrey Simmons, right? Like his deal is similar to Jeffrey Simmons, and again, like Jeffrey Simmons had 11 sacks, 21 quarterback hits, like while also getting more tackles for loss against the run than Jordan Davis did. I mean, like he's not that player now, but he's getting paid like he is. So.
Yeah. No. Quick Eagles news. I can confirm that Michael Carter signed a renegotiated contract with the Eagles to clear up some cap space. He was supposed to be at $10.1 million on the cap, and this renegotiated deal, I would guess, would probably clear up about $8 million.
Okay. There you go.
Little housekeeping.
Good job by them keeping him around. All right. Time to take our next break. But by the way, a lot of new people watching the show we can see. First of all, hit the like button. Second of all, we're live Monday to Friday, all year long, 2 o'clock, talking about the Eagles. So keep us in mind. Stay tuned. Hear from, what do you got?
I was going to say hit subscribe as well, because then all the emergency pods that we've got coming up in the next few days, you guarantee that you're not going to miss it if you're subscribed.
There you go. More to come. Stay with us. Spring is springing. Spring is back, and you know what that means. Rita's is back. The sweet, sweet sound, the sweet smell, the sweet taste of Rita's season. And all your favorite frozen treats are back and better than ever. Nothing, and I mean nothing, it's like that first refreshing Italian ice of the season. Or maybe you're a frozen custard person. You get that smooth, creamy, perfect every time. And if you really want to do it right, like I do, you get that gelati layered just the way you love it. Sun's out, flavors are popping, and it's officially treat yourself weather. So you got to take advantage. Download the Rita's app. New app users get a free small gelati, ice, or custard with their first purchase. That's free happiness just waiting right there for you. So treat yourself to a scoop of happiness today. Be cool. Go to Rita's and learn more at rita'ice.com.
Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. The only app you need to play all your favorite casino games in the palm of your hand. Play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption and 88 Fortunes and Cleopatra online slots. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows, Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders, and all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparx.com and download the app right now, and you'll enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play, you play to win, you bet, BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, Fran just made a very
Fran is excited about something.
What is the news that you have here for us, Fran?
This is it's relatively old. It's like a half hour old, but Greg Allman, who's been covering the Bucs,
the great Greg Allman.
Yeah.
Shout out, Greg.
I'm hearing teams have offered Mike Evans north of $27 million a year.
Wow. Yeah, these guys are gonna get paid.
But that's all. Again, like speaking to like the receiver market and like those guys, like
Devontae might need a new deal by the end of the offseason.
Mike Evans seems like a Charger to me. Just seems I can like see him on the Chargers.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just kind of see the Chargers overpaying.
Yeah. Don't you want the Mike McDaniel speedy guy though? Don't you want maybe like Calvin Austin goes there?
Maybe.
Is there
maybe I don't know.
Shaheed for that.
Yeah,
it might be fun.
Yeah, that's possible. Some super chats to get to. Soupy Dupes, D. Mormack. Who says no? Tanner McKee. A 2026 round 1 and 2 to the Jets for the number 2 overall pick.
Jets say no. I do think that some of the movement today. Do the Dolphins have interest in Tanner? Sorry, they signed already.
Yeah.
Cardinals?
Yeah, Cardinals. My apologies. Yeah. The teams that missed out on Malik Willis, so they pivot.
Cardinals, Jets, McKee. Vikings in the market for a quarterback. One of them presumably will get Kyler Murray.
There's been a lot of scuttlebutt in recent weeks, like since the combine, that the Cardinals were going to be the Ty Simpson team, the quarterback from Alabama, potentially moving up into the first round to take him. So,
what's that solving?
A lot of Fran liked Ty Simpson.
When's the last time the Cardinals solved something? mean, it seems like
Josh Sweat.
Well,
gave
they
it-
got
Okay.
they successfully
They made them
sued the NFLPA to stop the grades from being public.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
Well,
solved by Bidwell.
Stop them from being public on
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Raverma.
Linderbaum. Sorry. go ahead.
Ooh.
Where?
Oh, it happened.
3 years, $81 million to the Raiders.
Ooh,
Wow.
Raiders.
That's
60
perfect.
million
Ooh, that's one for me.
Yep, right.
That is perfect.
Linderbaum.
I thought about that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. That's
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza. So you take Fernando Mendoza, you put him with the veteran center. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Ravens. Yeah, a lot of people leaving the Ravens.
A lot of people leaving the Ravens. Well, they got Max Crosby.
They got
though.
Max Crosby.
Yeah, but still.
Raverma says, how much would they get for trading Nick? I assume he means Nick Sirianni. And he asks the 7.
The only Nick on the
Trying to
roster
think- I'm
right
trying
now,
to
right?
think,
Nicholas Morrow's gone already.
Nick Castellanos.
I like it, Nicholas Morrow.
Super Bowl champ.
No Nicks on the roster.
Okay, I guess he means Sirianni.
I like Nicholas Morrow.
Your kind of player.
He is
No, not as a player, just as a person.
I was just gonna say he is not your kind of player.
He's not actually my kind of player.
No, not at all.
I feel like he was the one that was most representative of the, like when I think of the 2023 team, I don't think of Kevin Byard, I think of Nicholas Morrow.
Oh.
Yes, 100%.
I am so glad that I think of Kevin Byard because Nicholas Morrow came back and was on the winning team in
He's-
24.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Tyler
If
Algier.
Kevin Byard had come
cost
back
them
and played
Christian
in that
Ellis.
Super Bowl, it would have been upsetting.
It didn't
Yeah.
cost him Christian Ellis. They made a poor decision.
Yeah.
So don't blame
His
Nicholas
presence.
Morrow. Yeah.
What is the deal here?
The Cardinals have signed Tyler Algier 2 years,
Oh.
$12.25 million.
I always liked Tyler Algier.
As is usually the case.
Shout out to Justin Schulman and Andrew Kessler.
Oh, those guys are good.
Yeah.
The running
Well done.
back market
Was.
is
Shout out athletes
moving
first.
fast.
I have a good Nicholas Morrow story if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
I think you guys will like it. So he's part of the 23 team,
Yeah.
came back in 24, and I was talking to him in the locker room
Like-
about the difference, about the difference between the two teams. You know, like what changed. Because, you know, he had left and come back. He got transplanted in midway
Well,
through the
I'm not
season.
playing anymore, is what he said.
Like, that's probably part of it. I think it's a good thing to qualify what I'm about to say with. But he pointed at the couches that they put in the locker room with the like near the offensive lineman, and how guys are just hanging out, like having a good time. And he's like, honestly, that, you know, like you wouldn't have seen that at all last year. Like this team is a lot more cohesive together. And yes, they were more talented.
They're winning. Yep.
Yeah, but still, I thought that was profound. It was like a nice moment where he kind of points at the thing right in front of him. He's like, yeah, that.
What a time to come back. I mean, he came back
Yeah.
before the divisional round. Like, he wasn't even there for all the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Sean Wolford with a super chat says maybe Howie is projecting what an elite run stopper will cost in a couple of years and getting ahead of it.
I have seen, I know there was a lot of talk in the chat as Deniz was talking about Jordan Davis, like, oh, well, the salary cap's going up. And it's like, yeah, but like just because the salary cap jumps every year, that doesn't mean each position jumps
Right.
up every year. Like the market plays out as guys become available for
Yeah, it's not a
extension.
great
So
year.
It just doesn't mean
Yeah.
like, oh, the cap went up 14%. So the next defensive tackle jumps up 14%. That's when EJ was talking about what the Jalen Carter contract was going to look like. Like typically we don't see the ceiling explode at positions where it's like, oh, like the ceiling is at 20 million and then the next guy gets 27. Like it's usually like an incremental increase. So again, like the Eagles went very, very high on Jordan Davis. We'll see how that plays out.
And it shows that they didn't want to. I know they save a little bit of cap room this year, but like they didn't want to let him play on his 5th-year option and then see what his market was like the year after.
Right.
Is that because they think he's going to have a great year and the number would have gone up, or is it because of they think it just looks good to the rest of the team that they put him in like that kind of leadership
Well,
position?
and speaking of, I mean, you mentioned Dexter Lawrence. That's what the Giants did with Dexter Lawrence. They were like, yeah, we want to see you play out on that 5th-year deal. And then they ended up paying through the nose on that because he had that huge year in his final year and he's turned into an awesome player. But yeah, they waited it out and ended up having to pay a lot more.
Yeah. Let's hope that all the weight loss and all that kind of stuff like wasn't because it was a contract year. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no evidence
Yeah, but
that that's
had,
not the case.
I think he was making progress toward it even before the contract
In
year.
24,
Yeah,
yeah, at the
yeah,
end
in
of the season.
24.
The PR machine around Jordan Davis is amazing. The idea that he like this started in the middle of 2024 is completely
Well, no, it's-
disproven by the fact that he didn't play
I think
any
it was-
more at
I
the
think
end
it's
of
fair to say
2024
it was
than he
happening.
did at the beginning of 2024.
I think it's fair to say it was
Played
happening
less.
behind the scenes. Maybe not on
Yeah.
the field, but just like you could see the change starting then.
Okay.
I mean, you like Jordan Davis. You're happy he got paid.
Yeah.
That's what you have to always end it with. You know, it's like
Yep.
you, as an Eagles fan, you probably don't get
They decided he was a building block player, and the price is what the price was.
Yeah.
Like that was what it was able to get it done. I mean,
it ain't your money.
it does feel like a little bit of an overpay, but that's fine.
Yeah. Just got the calendar notification that the show starts in 10 minutes.
It's part of the issue is like, it's so hard for us to know right now, like what the opportunity cost of paying Jordan Davis this contract is.
Right.
Like we don't know like who they're not going to be able to sign because of this. When you look at all the guys on the defense who need to be re-signed, in hindsight, will we say like, yeah, it would have been nicer to keep X
Well, here's the
player
thing: it is not going to prevent them from signing Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell long term. They're gonna have the
That's
building
clearly a
block
priority,
players.
yeah.
They're gonna have budgeted, and
It'll
more
be
likely,
like Reed Blankenship or
free agent X they can't pay, and so they have to sign free agent Y for $4 million less.
yeah.
In a similar kind of vein of what we were just talking about in terms of like going past blowing past the ceiling, Jonathan Jones just from CBS just brought up a great point on the Tyler Linderbaum deal. So Linderbaum is getting $27 million a year from the Raiders. The previous high for center was $18 million from the Cardinals. So it's $9 million more per year at that position. Now, like Tyler Smith as an interior line, as a guard is a little bit closer to that, but it's rare that you see guys like just blow past the ceiling there that was already set.
Yeah, the 18 was Creed Humphrey.
Right.
So up to 27.
Yeah.
And it is a brutal thing. I mean, not brutal, but for teams because the center gets lumped in with the offensive lineman in this franchise tag, so there's no reason they can't franchise tag him. Although that's that's the number.
That's the number. So, that's and the talk about like positional value in the first round, and we want to take this guy for the 5th-year option and things like that. Well, they didn't pick up the 5th-year option, and they didn't want to tag him because of that. So now the Ravens lose Linderbaum because they didn't get out ahead of giving the extension. That's a tricky spot.
It's a big jump, though.
Huge jump.
It's crazy.
Speaks to the way that the Eagles typically operate too. Get ahead of these contracts because the price usually only goes up.
As we said like last year when they were, was it 2 years ago when they paid Landon paid Landon Dickerson that huge deal,
which maybe doesn't look so good.
Yeah,
Landon.
Yeah.
Couple of reports out about Landon going to Columbia. I saw Zach Berman and Jeff McClain put that out.
I put that out at the combine.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we
Medellin.
acknowledged.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Shout out BLG went to Medellin. He like texted me after the show.
Really?
Last time he was like, I'm going to Medellin for a wedding. Give me some advice.
Nice.
So yeah, we talked on the phone a bit. Gave him some advice.
Is he getting the stem cells?
Yeah, I don't know about the stem cells. I told him you got to research the stem cells, but
maybe I should go.
Yeah. Why not?
Ed, you got Medellin's awesome. It's great. We're off to the Yucatan tomorrow, by the way. The BLG. If you're going to the Yucatan, yeah, spring. I told you it was spring break.
Flex.
What do you got cooking?
We're going to El Cuyo, which is supposed to be like the next Tulum, like it's like untouristy version.
Okay.
Tulum.
The next.
We're gonna,
Tulum.
we're going to help ruin El Cuyo the way Tulum was ruined, and then we're going to Merida as well, which is the capital of Yucatan. Excited. Did you guys talk about the numbers for Jalen Watson?
No.
He was signed 3 years, $51 million, with 34 guaranteed by the Rams.
Yeah. So that's, to me personally, that's too much money for that player.
Yeah, I was
$17 million a year for that player. That's too much.
I was joking with Cuz when he ran in here about Jalen Watson, like he was like really excited about that, and I was like, he's a good corner, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, corner, a solid corner. Yeah.
Good memories of Jalen Watson, Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said when he came in, I was like, there's a good chance that his best football was played under Spags. Like that's a risky bet.
Yeah, that's part of it too, for sure.
Let's talk about the corner market then. Lindsay, let's flash up the Eagles corner targets that we have here, because they got to replace Adoree Jackson somehow. Might come in the draft, might not. But I remain thinking that Alontae Taylor is, if the Eagles are going to make a splash, he is the guy who makes sense to me.
Yeah, I asked Fran before the show. I said, if there's one free agent that you're not expecting the Eagles to actually sign, that you would go like, ooh, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is Alontae Taylor. For what he would do for the secondary, I don't think they're going to be in his market. I think he's going to get paid a lot more than the Eagles are willing to spend, especially with the contracts that they are bracing for with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. But yeah, he's a fun player.
But it is the kind of thing where Howie can say, we had a number for this player. He is a young, in his prime player at a premium position. And if that's what he's going for, we couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
At this point, it would also mean canceling the comp pick, though, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a lot to do.
And I think you remove it. To me, you sign Alontae Taylor, you move Cooper DeJean to safety full time today. Personally,
do you think it's going to affect the price that much that it's worth doing?
but I'm saying, like, if you're signing Alontae Taylor and some of his value is playing in the slot, like, I don't. To me, unless the Eagles are going to become a big dime team, I think you're better served just putting Cooper DeJean at safety.
Yeah, it's unrealistic.
Instead of on the outside?
That's what I would.
I'd want to keep him in the middle of the field.
Interesting. Yeah.
The rest of them that we have here, Jamel Dean from the Tampa Bay Bucks, Kobe Durant, Montague Brown is going back to the Jags, Marshawn Lattimore, if you're looking for a cheap rebound for a veteran who's not going to count against the comp pick, Trayvon Diggs, and then the very bottom of the market, the likes of Rasul Douglas, Cam Taylor-Britt, Jeff Okudah, and Martin Emerson, who was coming off an injury. And I do wonder about, we talked about sort of the locker room dynamics here of overpaying for a young veteran who is clearly worse than the guys you already have in the room. What kind of dynamics that would bring? Does it make more sense to bring in kind of like an old head who they respect and is not going to make that much money?
Yeah, it's also just, again, you're bracing for potentially 60 million plus in two players for half your secondary. I think it just makes sense to continue to kind of churn at that position. Even drafting somebody early in the draft, like, okay, so best case scenario, you're paying like 90 million in your secondary if you draft somebody early there. So for me, I think it's just going to be another Adoree Jackson type, which makes sense. I mean, Trayvon Diggs is the one that stands out to me. I don't know where he's at like health wise, but I do think he's a fun, you take a flyer on a player, see what he looks like in training camp type option for the Eagles.
Is Josh Jobe going to be expensive?
I think I think more expensive than they'd probably want to pay.
Yeah, I think he's going to cost.
Reek Woolen?
I think he'll probably get paid a little bit more than you want to.
And not Vic's type necessarily?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
We also have just the big splash targets, and we mentioned Alontae Taylor on that front. I think Trey Hendrickson is in there as well. Who else do we have there, Lindsay? Bradley Chubb, Odafe Oweh, and Isaiah Likely, who is now gone.
With Phillips gone, do you think Chubb by 12 p.m. tonight, we're doing an emergency pod even after the show that Bradley Chubb is an Eagle? Like, do you think that just gets done now?
I don't think it happens quite that quickly.
No?
Yeah, I don't know if there's an urgency for it. I mean, I guess if he has an aggressive market, he kind of feels like he would be the type of free agent that would scope out the landscape, though. You know?
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Are we overblowing the need for an edge rusher? Like, I mean, Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt were the two starters coming into last year.
Right.
They're now a year further into their careers. Jalen Hunt made strides, and it's the same thing now. Like, and there wasn't this idea going into last year,
and they tried it and decided middle of the season that they needed to trade a third-round pick for a guy.
Yeah,
yes.
And I think they are lacking a true one at that position, especially with Nolan Smith's availability. Like, you're not banking on him playing 17 games.
I don't think they need a true one, but they can't just go Azeez Ojulari and Agbo Okoronkwo again. They need to sign a real player.
Yeah, I think I would lean toward maybe not like a true like number one, this is the guy, but I think you would want to sign someone to be at the top of that rotation.
Based on Flu World Order from Fran, I mean, Josh Uche is as good as back. So that's your guy.
Might be.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne going to the Saints.
Interesting.
He's from the supporting chef. He's from Louisiana, and it was important for him to be near home.
Who did the deal though?
No word. We'll wait on the ensuing post.
Got it.
Sure.
The Saints seem to like maybe this is just anecdotal.
No,
they seem to get more guys who are from Louisiana, like with the French last names, than other teams. Maybe it just seems that way. Like,
name two others.
I think of who's the quarterback they had when I was a kid?
Hebert.
Yeah, Hebert. Yeah. So that's the first one.
Okay, so that's two over the course of like 40 years.
Like, yeah. Look, I'm too old to be able to just like remember things, but like in my head, I've thought about this before. Like they seem to just get like more of the.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess it would be better if I had.
Lindsay's been working on, and Ethan's been working on. By the way, shout out to Ethan who's been helping us out today.
Yeah, shout out to Ethan.
We got a little recap of some of the signings around the league so far. Oh, look at that. Alec Pierce back home to Indianapolis. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. Kate Otten to the Bucks. Jalen Watson to the Rams, Malik Willis to the Dolphins. Jaelan Phillips leaves the Eagles, goes to the Carolina Panthers. Isaiah Likely joins back with John Harbaugh with the Giants, Joseph Osai to the Jets, Kobe Bryant to the Bears, and Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders. And we have a new one, hot off the presses. This is like the one that everybody had reported ahead of time, and that is another Brian Daboll reunion. Wan'Dale Robinson to the Tennessee Titans.
That makes sense.
Titans are busy.
Another 50-catch, 400-yard season on the horizon there for Wan'Dale Robinson, who was like pure, like underneath gadget.
Horizontal.
Yes, exactly. But yes, everyone was pointing to that reunion for sure.
Lindsay, should we do now that we've made it to the top of the hour, should we do a guess the player?
Oh, yeah. That I can lose.
With me here, I'm going to lose even harder than you are.
Here we go. Guess the player.
All right.
Ding 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 dong ding dong ding dong ding ding dong ding dong. Guess the player. Niners to the Patriots.
Back to
Kendrick Bourne.
Niners.
Wow.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Wow. It's my first
Wow.
guess the player win.
Wow. Good pull.
That was impressive.
Got one more?
So are they free agents?
Oh,
They're free agents.
No hints.
Texans. Rams.
Old Rams.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There you go.
Well, look at that.
Yeah. That's Case Keenum if I've ever seen
It's a
one.
lot of that. On his way to being the next Josh Johnson there.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Good one.
There you go. Guess the player. We've also got the backup quarterback targets that we can go through. Oh,
$70 million over 4 years for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wow, that is crazy.
That is crazy.
But that's exactly what I mean. Like, if you're the Titans, you're terrible. Like, this is what you're doing today. So, better to be losing players.
Yeah, but overpaying somebody like that.
That's what bad teams do. That's my point.
I say this.
Agency is like just an overpay.
I say this in jest, but is this why Brian Daboll turned down the Eagles job? It was like, I need Wan'Dale. I need Wan'Dale. You gotta get it done. It's gonna be crazy.
I mean,
Kyrus Tonga.
who have they added? They've added Mitch Trubisky.
For Tonga.
They traded for Jermaine Johnson.
Chiefs.
Right? Chiefs got Tonga.
Yeah, 3-year deal, $21 million. Good for him. Run stuffing nose tackle. Doesn't give you a ton as a rusher. Wasn't often used that way.
That's $26 million is the rate for that, right?
All right, $7 million a year.
All right.
Obviously a different physical profile. It was a day 3 pick coming out of BYU. Andy tapping into the BYU roots. Wow. I can't believe that Wan'Dale.
Yeah,
contract. So like, I've got the horizontal board set up like on my thing, charting all these.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when a guy jumps like multiple tiers because it's like, oh, this is what I would project the contract in terms of like the level of player. This is what the impact I would anticipate. He jumped like 3 full levels.
Wow. Jahan Dotson.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Talk about guaranteed money.
Oh my gosh. What is
For the Falcons for $15 million, but 10 guaranteed.
it?
Falcons, you said?
Mm-hmm.
1 year.
No,
okay.
2.
2-year deal. Okay. 2-year.
We knew he was gonna want to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Needed to change his
Sure.
scenery.
So the Falcons have now signed Olamide Zaccheaus and Jahan Dotson.
Yes. And Austin Hooper. They've solved it.
7.5 million a year. All right. That's right where I had right where I had John Dotson at.
Falcons
Jalen Hurts
loading
would
up
have nobody to throw to on that.
on those former Eagles receivers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Jahan Dotson and Olamide Zaccheaus on the same team is like a fun combo. What? Not in terms of like, no. I don't mean it like that. I mean it's funny. Like they'll like, they'll like
fun and funny. It's
yes,
Yeah.
fun and like
Funny how?
when they see each other, they'll be like, "You survived it, so did I." That wide receiver 3 experience with the Eagles. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that's like got some juice. No.
Throw Quez in there.
I mean, yeah, why not? Finish the set.
And it's nice because it's where Julio Jones
right?
Yeah, shout out Julio.
Quez still quietly on the Eagles.
Yes.
Wonder, yeah.
All right, let's take our next break. Come back with more on the other side. On the clock with Fran Duffy as we continue to react to the news around the NFL. Free agency frenzy, the window is open. With so many players in the NFL changing teams today, you got to be thinking, where are they going to get their new hats to represent their new team? I'll tell you where they should go. Branded Bills. Because whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, Brandon Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. You want to get a hat that just says, I love EJ? You can make that happen at Brandon Bills. You got that, EJ? Sounds good. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. They have a partnership with Penn State as a part of their campus collection as well, so you got lots of options. Head to brandedbills.com and use code BBPHLY for 15% off your first order. That's brandedbills.com, code BBPHLY.
If you're feeling it after a tough workout, a pickup basketball game, or just everyday life catching up to you, you shouldn't ignore it. Go with the best, Rothman Orthopedics. They've earned national recognition as the #1 physician practice by Castle Connolly for having the most top doctors in orthopedic care. That means top-tier specialists right here and ready to help you. Scheduling is simple. Just visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your first appointment. Again, that's rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Check out Rothman's Fast Scheduler program while you're there for access for their VIP scheduling team to get scheduled with the right provider, or tap into Rothman now for immediate virtual access to an orthopedic expert who can point you in the right direction. Don't wait it out. Go to rothmanortho.com/PHLY and take the first step toward feeling like yourself again just in time for the spring.
All right, back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bo, Fran, EJ, the professor. We continue to roll along.
Woo! Do we think the Eagles are going to have a real fullback on the roster? I mean,
How dare you?
Of the Shanahan school offenses, they don't all use fullbacks. I mean, Sean Mannion, like Green Bay, didn't have a fullback.
You're going to say that sitting next to me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I do. I think they will.
You think it's just going to be Cam Latu?
It could be Cam Latu. It could be, would you count O'Keefe as a fullback?
Just saw Reggie Gilliam signed signed with the Patriots. Alec Ingold signed for a lot of money with the Chargers.
Yep.
Fullback's kind of making a return.
I think they'll have one.
But it'll just be
Ben Van Sumeren's also around.
Yeah.
I think I was the highest on Van Sumeren.
You were, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For that reason.
Ronald Mexico says that he was visiting his friend who just moved to Philly, and he met the professor at a taco spot.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We talked very briefly. Everett and I were on our way out.
That reminds me.
No free ads, but this is a taco spot that has a shuffleboard thing, which everyone loves to play. So we were playing some shuffleboard.
Nice.
I met a sicko named Sam the other day as I was carrying some baby stuff to return.
Nice.
Shout out to Sam and the lovely expecting person he was with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love meeting sickos in the wild.
Awesome. Cilantro, overrated.
Oh, totally disagree.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think cilantro is one of the great things.
My mother-in-law has that condition where
no such thing
tastes like
soap.
Oh, like soap. Yeah.
So she has to, even if cilantro even touches the thing, she can't eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love cilantro.
Yeah, too
I
much.
no such thing as too much cilantro.
No sense of smell for me.
I think there can be too much.
Does nothing for me. Wouldn't know it was on there. Yeah.
Really?
Because I got no sense of
really
smell.
Like
it's an aroma. Yeah, it's an aromatic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like herbs and spices for me. Well, spices, I guess, but herbs, no.
Mm.
You could put parsley, thyme, or cilantro on something. I'd have no idea.
Try that on your mic.
Ooh, speaking of no sense of smell, I have a story for you guys.
Okay.
I got pooped on by a bird yesterday.
That's supposed to be good luck.
Not only a bird, actually, a vulture.
Oh,
nice.
that's unfortunate.
It was terrible. It's what's funny.
Different meaning in England.
How high up
by a
is
bird.
the vulture?
Very high. because it was like, it's a dead tree and it was in my driveway. And was the ironic part is I was walking the dogs and I call my wife, she's working, I leave her a voicemail. And on the voicemail I said, oh man, a bird just pooped like 10 feet in front of me. Like, man, I'm so glad I wasn't underneath that. Then I felt lucky. And then when I'm walking up the driveway, I got just like, it was like, hit me hard. And
it was from so up high up.
Yeah, it was like, it must have been like.
Where'd it get you?
It was an old like oak tree. So it was really high up there. It got me on the side of my head and then it hit on the shoulder and then splattered onto my phone. Terrible.
See, like
I've gotten poop on my phone from a bird before once. Just like straight splat on the phone. Oh, it's very funny.
That's even. I think that no, it's not worse. My situation was worse. The funny thing is, like, I had like taken a shower and washed my hair that morning, and you know, for people of color, they will understand. You don't wash your hair every single day. Like, it's kind of a big thing to really wash your hair. Like, and I had to wash my hair twice in one day. Like, you know, usually, I mean, it would be at least a couple of weeks before I'd feel like I need to wash again. So,
do you think the vulture was targeting you? Like, do you
probably, yeah.
Maybe upset at you for not like dying right then. Because this vulture just kind of stand around waiting for you to die.
Well, yeah, that's why I was. To me, like, if you get pooped on by like a cardinal or a robin, it's like, oh, look, all right, it's like worm stuff. It's like, but
vulture,
like all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That's why I thought you guys would have a reaction when I said it was a vulture.
Yeah,
I googled it, and they say that like vultures, you know, like their waste is antiseptic or something like that. It's actually like not as catastrophic as you would expect
because their bodies are built to handle that. So they're like
right.
I've read their digestive system.
Yeah, I mean
that makes sense.
It was like a dramatic 15 minutes. I was in the driveway, so I just hustled up, and you know, just went straight to the shower and was just like scrubbing aggressively. But yeah, it was not my favorite thing.
I remember my most notable getting pooped on by a bird story was when I was a kid, and I
most notable. Most notable. Implies that you have several.
I've been definitely been pooped on by a bird multiple times. I was probably like 10, 9, something like that, and I was whatever. I was acting out as a kid, and it was Easter Sunday, and I was in a full Easter suit, like dressed up nicely for church. I was like, oh, I'm sit outside because I was mad. So I'm going, I'm sitting on the back porch and I'm sitting there stewing, and a bird poops right on the suit. So my parents were already annoyed at me, and I had to go back in and tell them that a bird pooped on my the Easter suit.
The Easter suit is like a very I feel like everybody has that story. My dad and I used to go shopping for Easter suits, and like it would always be like this pastel color, and I used to hate it so much. And now it's funny because I look back on it, like I have very fond memories of it. But yeah, the Easter suit, I feel like you and I both had that 10-year-old like stewing on Easter, like get me out of this suit experience. So.
Like in the chat,
go ahead.
Someone said once every 10 to 15 days. I wonder if that's how often they wash their hair, how often they get pooped on.
I think it's probably the former. Yeah, I'd say that's about, and I should say all people could do this, but that was definitely my experience. That's definitely where I'm at in terms of range of washing hair.
Another big contract for an interior offensive lineman, David Edwards from the Bills, 4 years, $61 million with the Saints. Saints giving out some cheddar. The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, got money to spend.
It's another bad team.
Yeah. To those who are like, man, I wish the Eagles were doing more. You don't really want your team to be aggressive on the first day in free agency.
The only deal I've seen today that I would be interested in is the Isaiah Likely one.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, think about what free agency is. It's like you're overpaying for players who the teams that drafted them didn't re-sign. And the reason you need to do this is because you didn't re-sign your own players because they weren't good enough. I mean, it's like it's not a good thing if you're a big buyer.
Right. You don't want your team to be winning winning free agency in general, but definitely not the first.
Well, the Washington team for like a decade was like the free agency champion, and then they would be like 6-10 every year. So.
Another receiver off the board, Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35 million for Jalen Naylor, goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders giving out another one there for Bo. So that's two.
Yeah,
one more $10 million plus. It was, that's right, I forgot. So it's an offensive lineman you need.
What was the prediction exactly? That they were
going to sign at least 2 offensive linemen and a wide receiver, all for at least $10 million.
There you go.
No, I'm curious what's
the game that you've done in the past where it's like rate the prediction by likelihood, and
Deniz does a terrible job
of that.
ranking the likelihood of those things. Yeah,
I feel like this.
I forgot the name of the game.
The specificity
this is the
2 offensive linemen, 1 receiver to 1 team at 10 million plus. That's
I think Shield just like made me do this one year without asking if I wanted to, and then I had to do it like 4 years in a row. Yeah. Crystal Bald Eagle is the name.
Very good.
Love that.
Which of course you knew as a sicko, AJ, right?
So is this going to become a thing now? Like I'm not allowed to call myself a sicko? I never claimed to listen to every episode, but I listened to it.
Crystal Bald Eagle. That was the biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
I won't claim it anymore. I'll call myself DFOP instead.
I like the gag with the local player. We got to keep that going. He's from he's from Kentucky. This side of the Mississippi. Yeah,
Cincinnati guy, local guy. Yeah,
same hemisphere.
All right, I'm gonna let you take On the Clock.
Okay,
Be back in a minute.
Got it. All right, let's go. Let's go On the Clock. Presented by our friends at Ashley. Mentioned earlier, guys, I've got my latest big board is now available. If you are a diehard, then you can get access to all 100 players. And if you're a diehard, you get access. You can see the entire board, all 250 plus players that are written up. Plus, I think I'm near 450 total names in the draft guide right now. But if you are not a diehard, you can go on a sneak peek. You get the top 15 players. But one thing I did want to talk about with you guys was just the idea of the positional value aspect of it, because that is something, if you go into the piece, whether it's if you're a diehard or not, you can get a little bit of a peek inside there and get a sense of how much positional value does impact the way that I look at these players. Now, typically in a typical draft, you'd say, all right, that's going to bump down guys at running back, guys at linebacker, guys at safety. But in this draft, without having the premium players at the premium positions, you go into the top 15, you're going to see a running back, you're going to see a linebacker, you're going to see a safety, all those guys in the top 10. But I think it just kind of speaks to an abnormal year.
Yeah. I mean, and who are those guys at the top of your board?
So it's going to be Jeremiah Love is going to be the running back from Notre Dame. He's a dynamic player. Looks like he's going to go right around where Ashton Jeanty went last year. He went 6 overall to the Raiders, which was not the smartest choice from the Raiders. But I think when you're looking overall, we'll see where Jeremiah Love does end up. The fact that the Chiefs spent on Kenneth Walker, maybe
that was the team, right?
That makes me think honestly that maybe they thought they weren't going to get Jeremiah Love. So maybe they've got some intel that he's going to go higher than that.
Giants.
There's been no. We laugh.
That would be
we laugh. But that was
so good.
That was the media. That was a lot of the media reports from local writers. I know Jordan Renan was on top of that, and there have been others since that have said that the Giants are in on the running back market, that they were involved with Kenneth Walker, but that the price got to be a little bit too much, but that they want to add a running back, which, especially after spending 2 day 3 picks on the position with guys that have shown that they can be like suitable players in the last 2 drafts, to then go and spend a top 5 pick on the position would be that'd be very funny.
I thought they had their running back. I thought they were like happy.
Well,
is he not going to be back for the start of the season?
Well, I think it's fair to question whether or not Cam Scatterbill will like look exactly the same, because that was like a gruesome,
really bad
injury.
Yeah.
So I think, that is going to be tricky there. But then the other 2 players at those non-premium positions, you're looking at linebacker Sonny Styles from Ohio State. To me, honestly, it's probably the highest grade I've ever given to a linebacker. It'll be him and Reuben Foster are going to be neck and neck there, but Foster was not clean off the field, whereas Sonny Styles is extremely clean off the field. So it's a very safe projection for me when you look at that player. I mean, he's going to go top 5, top 6. And then when you look at Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, his teammate there with the Buckeyes, also going to go in that same area of the draft. We're talking like top 10. Safeties typically fall a little bit further, than projected. We saw that with Derwin James. We saw it with Kyle Hamilton. We saw it with Malachi Starks. We saw it with Nick Emanwari. Those guys typically at that position tend to fall, especially if you're not a freaky athlete, which Caleb Downs is not. Like he's not the crazy physical specimen that others are. So he might fall a little bit, but it's to me an interesting theme of this draft. And honestly, but again, it kind of speaks to the reason why you look at that. Some of these numbers we're seeing it in offensive linemen get paid money because they don't hit the free agent market. Wide receivers get paid. Wan'Dale Robinson gets $17 million a year because wide receivers don't hit the free agent market. So when you get to the draft, those guys go off the board earlier because of the scarcity on the pro market the rest of the way.
Yeah, makes sense. I wanted to ask you, Fran, who does Wan'Dale Robinson unseat Jaelan Phillips is the most surprising money paid out today?
Yeah, see, the Phillips it's like shocking, and then it's like, man,
you got a little bit over what they were saying.
Yeah, a little bit, but
they had said 27, so that's not that much.
Yeah, but again, like former first-round pick at that position, great character. Like, it's like, all right, like I could see that. The Wan'Dale Robinson numbers, that is
such a like, I love this player, I personally love this player type number. It's like there's no
then
way
it's like, who are you
the
negotiating? Who are you negotiating against at that number for Wan'Dale Robinson?
But that's the thing though, is if Jahan Dotson got the number that he got, and like so that's when if you're able to like walk and chew gum at the same time, and you can catch 40 passes, like you're gonna get paid double-digit million a year. That's kind of how it is.
Yeah, one of my biggest.
Jahan Dotson got like, you know,
you got 15 mil guaranteed or whatever it was. Yeah, 10 mil guaranteed.
My biggest takeaway, the thing I've swung the most on since the time we started the show to right now, is I think Devontae Smith is going to want a renegotiated contract in sooner rather than later. I mean, some of the receivers that are creeping up to him at $25 million a year, I think he's going to have leverage here to say, I shouldn't be in this company anymore.
I mean, in terms of talent and potential, he's easily correct with that. In terms of his production, I wonder if he'll have the production to be able to say that.
You know, and that's probably where especially if A.J. Brown does get traded, that's where the leverage comes from, and where the Eagles will want to get a deal done too.
Right.
Because maybe they will be bracing for, what we've talked about.
Yeah.
If Devontae Smith's getting 150 targets next season, you probably would like to pay him this offseason to get ahead of it.
But that's the thing, is that you're not making that decision until the A.J. Brown situation is settled.
Sure, yeah, we're talking later in the offseason.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
saying that this is happening imminently, but
Yep.
I think we started the show, and like as the first couple deals came through, it's like, all right, maybe next offseason Devontae's coming to say, like, we need to get back to the negotiating table.
Yep.
The way that today is played out, I think Devontae comes to that negotiating table a year, probably in the next few months.
Well, and I think the thing at that position to remember is that it was on this opening day of free agency a few years ago when Christian Kirk went from the Cardinals to the Jaguars and got that huge contract, and that caused the wide receiver position to
upended the whole market.
That's when Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams and all of those guys were like, if Christian Kirk is getting this, like, I need to get paid this. And so
that's going to be Wan'Dale Robinson,
right?
So to a certain extent.
When you look at that, that will be certainly interesting. But no, the position value aspect I thought was interesting. So that'll wrap up this show's edition here of On the Clock, presented by our friends at Ashley.
Jets continue to spend. They signed David Onyemata for 1 year, $10.5 million, almost all of which is guaranteed. David Onyemata was one of the only 4 players who hit the quarterback less often than Jordan Davis.
He's been a good player. He's been a pretty good player for a long
300
time
plus pass rushers. He's 34 years old.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's a different thing.
I think your read on the Jets was right. So in terms of like them kind of like saying like, all right, we need to be able to compete this year. I think that my view on them was maybe a little bit more big picture, like long term, like, they trade for a bunch of picks for next year. They've got, it seems like they've got more urgency. About that also could be that the coaching staff has a little bit more urgency than the front office. But that's interesting.
Where would you not like to find David?
I'm not even saying it.
On Onyemata.
I thought you were going to say on your mama.
I thought you were going to stretch it. Yeah.
I mean, it works. Yeah.
Yeah. On your mother.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Is it?
It's hour 3.
Coming in cold? You're coming ready. Go.
All right. And with that,
see, people are saying I hate Jordan Davis. I really, really, genuinely love Jordan Davis. Like, he's one of my favorite players on the Eagles.
then why aren't you happy for him?
I am happy for him. I'm pointing out that it is a unicorn of a deal in terms of like his usage versus the money that he got. Maybe there will be others joining him. Maybe this will like start a trend, but it's unusual. I'm just pointing out that it's very unusual.
Okay. And with that, we will now head to break. And on the other side, we'll continue reacting to all the moves made with people with fun names to say. Will the Eagles do anything? Let's find out. His anniversary sale is going on right now, and there are some huge deals that you do not want to miss. You can get a king mattress for the price of a queen on select Ashley sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on top bedding brands. Doesn't stop there. During the anniversary sale, you can shop incredible deals across the store, including offers starting at just $64 a month for 60 months on the furniture and pieces you love. Go in-store or visit Ashley.com to shop the anniversary sale today. Elkin Chevrolet is run by three brothers. When I met them last week, I got a chance to say, yeah, I know your brothers. Real brothers. And I'll tell you what, they look like brothers too. You can tell. There's no messing around here. And guess what? They're local, they're big Eagles fans, and they're going to work to treat you like family and give you the best deal possible. So if you need a truck, they've got it. If you need an SUV, they've got that too. Every vehicle comes with the kind of service that makes you feel like part of the family. But don't wait, because these President's Day deals are only here for a short time. Just swing by Elkin Chevrolet on Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey, and get in on the deals that are just plain honkin' good. Elkin Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals. And guess what? A whole lot of honkin' good service. So don't miss out on the President's Day sales event at Elkin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Happy anniversary to Ashley. Ashley Furniture, of course, because their anniversary sale is going on, and there are some huge deals you don't want to miss. You can get a king mattress for the price of a queen on select Ashley Sleep mattresses, or take advantage of no interest until March of 2031 on some of the top bedding brands. Doesn't stop there. During the anniversary sale, you can shop incredible deals across the store, including offers starting at just $64 a month for 60 months. Just go to Ashley, the store, or visit Ashley.com today. No, I was curious about that as well, but we're back here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Free agency frenzy rolls on. We've been live for 2.5 hours. We've got at least another half hour to go, depending on what happens as we wait for the Eagles to do something other than bring back Michael Carter III. Very exciting stuff. One new little deal just happened, right? What did we miss?
So the one we did not talk
about. Robertson.
Yes, Amik Robertson leaving the Detroit Lions and going to the Washington Commanders. Robertson has been inside-out player. He's played some outside. He's played some slot over the course of his career. He was with the Raiders for a few years, signed with Green Bay or with Detroit, and has played again kind of inside-outside, undersized but tough, competitive, instinctive. He was my kind of corner when he was coming out of college. But yeah, he'll go to the Washington Commanders and take that Marshawn Lattimore spot in that secondary.
Quick Eagles note: according to Over the Cap, Jahan Dotson will count for a compensatory pick of 6 rounders. What he's projected to count for. That's not to say the Eagles won't cancel it out by signing somebody, but
right.
Still noteworthy that his new deal qualifies.
What are you eyeballing?
Let me see if this is someone reputable.
And that's just projected at this point because there are only 32 of those.
It could also, if it ends up
not
he's only getting $2 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't validate if this guy, who this person is. So, but there's a report saying that the Commanders made an offer to Alec Pierce, eclipsing $30 million a year. But he decided he wanted to stay in Indianapolis for $9 million a year.
You want to stay with Daniel Jones? Like
insult to injury on that.
Yeah.
He's from that area. Like he's like
he's
a
from,
Midwest guy.
yeah.
So it was like a.
They're also there.
I thought you
that
were
is the
doing
thing.
an EJ,
The
like
Commanders play the Danny Ainge game a lot, which is to say, we really tried.
Yeah, we were all in on
guy,
that. Yeah, we pushed. Yeah.
Which I don't know if that makes you look good or bad.
That makes you look worse if you're the Commanders.
Yeah.
The fact that you were willing to spend it and still couldn't get him in.
maybe to their fans it looks good because of their. I don't know.
I don't know. If I were the Commanders, I'd be like, listen, we like the player, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So far for the Eagles, Jaelan Phillips is gone. Michael Carter is back, and Jahan Dotson is gone. That's it so far.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Which moves Darius Cooper up to wide receiver 3 on the current depth chart.
I mean, at least.
Yeah.
You can do worse. You can do worse, you're saying.
if I were the Eagles, I probably wish that today was those moves, but Jaelan Phillips resigns at $25 million a year, $26 million a year. I think that would have been the splashy move that they could have made. I think you're probably waiting now. I don't think there is that big splashy move that you're kind of used for out.
How do you feel about the fact that starting last night, the Eagles started seeding out there that they were close with Jaelan Phillips?
Yeah. I mean, I take them at their word there, but maybe it is an indication like, listen, they pushed hard, but they knew it was gonna be hard. It's funny because I said at the top of the show that they were pushing for that deal and that it was I wouldn't say expected, but there was optimism. I think as soon as noon hits, you don't feel as good about that. You know, like as soon as
from the player's perspective, why not just
why
wait
wouldn't
until,
you wait another day?
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Greatest day of his life.
This is now probably
greatest thing that's ever happened.
You know what? I'm going to defend Jaelan Phillips a little bit because that being the greatest thing that ever happened to him set today up. Him getting traded to the Eagles and playing in meaningful games and making, being on a big stage.
He might not get the same deal.
Because when we talked to him about it, he mentioned that as the opportunity, like the fact that this day was coming. So
it's a good
I think
point.
it's fair. I think it's fair that he could say that.
Now, will he say the same thing again?
Oh, good.
I think today has to be the greatest thing that's ever happened.
But will he say it though? Especially because so much was made of him saying it here. Like, is he going to say
wow.
it?
I'm going to tell you the wow in a second, but I think there's something beautiful about approaching every new thing that happens to you as if it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah.
What a lovely way to go through life.
Yeah.
And now here's the wow. The San Francisco 49ers, who love nothing more than big, slow receivers who cannot separate, are adding Mike Evans.
Oh, okay.
He used to be fast.
That's
still
interesting.
Mike Evans is a good
I would
player,
not have guessed that.
Yeah. But it's funny that has been their prototype, and they have now signed the best version of that.
Right.
So they're losing Kendrick Bourne and Juwan Jennings.
Right. And
and Brandon Ayuk. I mean,
right.
they'd already lost.
That's a count.
Yeah. NFC West. Loading up.
Okay. So the Chargers were reportedly in on Evans.
That's
the Chargers have been another
I
reported
totally
team.
saw that.
Yeah, but
And they got a lot of cap space.
and the Chargers have been a team that has been rumored like laying in the weeds when it comes to AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So that's another one where it's like, all right, the Alec Pierce being the first feather in the cap for Howie Roseman. Mike Evans going to San Francisco, I think helps. Now if you've got New England and the Chargers both sitting outside looking in the receiver market, the market is still very much viable here for AJ Brown.
We also have a corner going off the board.
Okay.
Jamel Dean is going to the Steelers, according to Ian Rappaport, on a 3-year deal worth $36.75 million. So he's getting 12 a year. That tells you again that starting corner market is like the bottom end of that market is very spicy.
When Jamel Dean came up in Quackatology, I remember thinking that I was like yelling at my phone, like, mention how Nick Sirianni like hates him. Like Nick Sirianni has like a thing with Jamel Dean where like they like trash talked at each other during the playoff game, like back in 21.
Sorry.
And that's like a big like.
That's why we brought you back.
It's like the first thing I think of with Jamel Dean is like Sirianni has like this
But
irrational hatred for Jamel Dean.
Yes, but you know that means anybody who's willing to talk smack to Nick,
respects.
He would love to have on his team.
That's a good point. Yeah,
he wants that guy in his building.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Steelers have had the most expensive defense in football last year. Why are they spending on the pro market on defense? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
A team that just like is like perfectly fine, like being
and they brought back Asante Samuel Jr.
right
for something like meager.
That one at least I could see. I'm like, all right, that was 1 year, $4 million. Like it's a young player still.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna give Jamel Dean his third contract. Like
they're not gonna have another non-losing
Jamel Dean,
season
who,
for like
as
a
we
decade.
talked about,
I think the Mike Tomlin
has literally never played a full season.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a weird team.
What were you saying, Professor?
I was just saying, like, now that they don't have Mike Tomlin, they don't have like the secret to like winning seasons anymore. So they just seem like they're headed for like a decade of failure.
I think I agree with that. Yeah. They might win 4 games. Well, I'm interested in the Chargers AJ Brown dot connecting because my understanding was that Chargers were not really involved there.
Right.
But
it would definitely go against Joe Ortiz and coming from Baltimore, his roots like in terms of being aggressive on that front. Although they've also in Baltimore they had a lot of success trading for veteran receivers and plugging those guys in.
I mean, it could change as free agency evolves.
Right.
It could make sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
See anything coming else? Anything else coming across here?
I have another nonsense question.
Let's hear it.
What do you call a bowl of ice cream? Let's say it's vanilla ice cream with hot fudge on top of it.
Oh,
you
call it chocolate ice cream.
No, I don't.
hot fudge ice cream.
It's a hot fudge sundae.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I mean, you'd
we
want
all
a
agree,
Sunday.
right?
You'd want a Sunday to have a few more things on it.
The topping defines
Maybe
the Sunday.
Yeah, because
this is why he's trying to bring it back together.
I find that fascinating.
No,
I find that fascinating.
No, that is not the same.
No, you can't hit reverse now.
That's
You've already
not
driven down the street.
No, it's not the same thing. That's why I said, oh, you would call it hot fudge ice cream.
No.
Because the item is ice cream. The topping is the hot fudge.
Hot fudge Sunday.
No. It would be the same if it was. Yeah. What
I don't know why you thought it was a good idea for you to bring it back.
If you called it.
So one of the sickos reached out to me. Hold on, I'm not
with this dynamite.
Shout him out. No, he thought he got me. He thought it was going to be a gotcha for him. Hold on,
I know how he feels now.
I gotta find him.
Was this a real sicko or just a sicko by your standards? Like,
that was good.
Like, did they know Crystal Ball D?
Shout out to Dave, sicko Dave.
Shout out Dave.
He reached out to me and he thought, no, it's vanilla ice cream with hot fudge on it. It's like, no, it's a hot fudge sundae. So now I feel vindicated.
You'd want a sundae to have more than just one topping.
Yeah, no. So I used
at least some whipped cream.
When I worked at an ice cream shop, yeah, the sundae was described because you would get one topping and you get whipped cream and a cherry on top.
Yeah, there you go.
That's your typical sundae. Yeah. But ice cream with hot fudge, you don't call it vanilla ice cream with hot fudge on top. I'm just pointing out a hole in the logic. That's all.
Oh my god,
it's incorrect.
Doing you no favors. It's
just
it's as if you have a specific kink about getting yelled at about that.
Yeah, you were the one that was begging for days. Like, can we not talk about the cake today? And now
the cake got too intense for a minute. Now we can do it in moderation. Yeah, it's just like eating cake. You don't want to do it every day. You don't want to just look at your phone and have people yelling at you.
Deniz, it was 3 years, $40 million for Kobe Bryant. You had asked that earlier.
3
years, $40
Bryant,
million deal.
and we think that Reed might get something close to that.
I mean, he could
maybe.
I think
slow moving safety market.
And there's because there's a lot of options. I think there's volume on the market there that would slow that down.
It is funny to say slow moving. It's been 2.5 hours.
Right.
But I mean, I agree with you.
And speaking,
do we have the numbers on
like
yet?
Corner?
I want the numbers on Kate Otten.
That's weird that number's not out yet.
That's usually bad news for the player. Right?
Classic Colin.
Doesn't the agent want it out there right away?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was worried about getting himself the pub and not the.
That's why I said it's classic Colin not to have the number out there.
Who else did he have? That guy?
He was back to back. Yeah,
it was back to back.
Do we have numbers? Do we have numbers on the other guy?
What was it? Or somebody else early?
I want the Kate Otten numbers.
I have a question about
the Kate Otten numbers. I'm interested to see what
AJ Brown for you guys. You guys like? I know you had like a time limit on how long AJ Brown is discussed, but like if the holdup, as has been reported, is which year's first round pick it is.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Bo. If there's
go ahead.
There's news.
It's not worth breaking into. I'll go to you next.
Is it really just a matter of like Howie just flat out waiting until the draft is over? So it can't be this year's first. Like it's like if you wait until after the draft, you also get close to June 1st. Now you can have both things you want, right? You can make it next year's draft, and you can make it post June 1st.
Yeah. No, I think that
if you're talking to New England,
and I guess it depends on what happens with New England the rest of the offseason. Maybe they address wide receiver early in the draft. They're not going to get an AJ Brown level player, or at least not the guarantee of it through the draft. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a thing that drags out. I think if you're the Eagles, you'd rather still get a future first and do it before the draft, before the Patriots have another opportunity to address it.
Right. I'm just wondering if they're not saying yes to that because they're insistent that it's this year's draft.
Yeah.
Howie has I'm just thinking about like the way bargaining theory works, right? Like it's like Howie has that button he can push where he's just like, okay, we'll talk after the draft then.
Yeah.
And then it's like
entirely possible.
Now there's nothing to talk about. It's like funny. It has to be next year's draft.
It's funny that this is a rare instance where a team is valuing next year's pick more than this year's. Usually
it's 31. It's not a great draft, right?
Yeah,
there are multiple reasons.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I think everyone, knowing that this year's draft is not great, everyone looking to next year, it's not just a quarterback thing. Like next year's class, it's going to be a good draft. So
the quarterbacks are going to push down the other guys,
and the other talent. Like there's blue chip corners, blue chip pass rushers, blue chip tackles. Like it's receivers. Like their next year is going to be it should be a good.
And
draft.
The Patriots aren't going to dumb luck their way into another Super Bowl. The pick's not going to be 31 again.
Yeah.
The wow I had was Devin Bush going to the Chicago Bears for $32 over $10 million a year, which is the perfect encapsulation of like the perils of free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Bush was available last year and signed for $3 million. Like you don't want to be the guy paying the guy who made on the make good deal. You want to be trying to get the
find the
guys
next
who are
one.
gonna
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Also for them, I mean they let Tremaine Edwards go. They got to pay another big linebacker next to not big because
Was that like a cap savings thing? So they're
it was
like because they're not getting like
but it's not like
it's not like an obviously better player,
Right.
same age,
right.
about the same level player, I would say, right? Devin Bush and Tremaine Edmonds.
I would think so.
Yeah. And what was the number on this?
3-year, 30.
10, 11 a year.
Yep, 10 a year.
And Devin Bush was on a similar place on the linebacker list, most consensus lists, as N'Kobe Dean.
Right.
3 years older.
Yes. Older with
I think N'Kobe.
more volatile.
I think N'Kobe will make more.
I think
Yeah,
so
I
too.
think so.
Yeah, because when N'Kobe's healthy and out there, he's been a good player.
Yeah.
Who makes more, N'Kobe or Quay Walker?
That's a good question. I think it'll be comparable.
I think N'Kobe's a better player, but Quay Walker will make
Quay
more
make-
money
I think
because
Quay
he's
will
a
make more.
former first-round pick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bigger, longer, faster. Yep.
Athletic projects N'Kobe making more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have Quay Walker at 2 years, 17 million.
Do they have
I think
Devin
that's-
Lloyd
Yeah, I
making
I think
more?
that's light.
Would be my guess too.
What's that?
Do they have Devin Lloyd making more than N'Kobe?
I
Because
think
there aren't too many guys left at the top of the list.
Yes, Devin Lloyd, significantly more.
Okay. So he's the
Where do they have Lloyd at?
4 years, 76.
yeah,
Not for
one
me.
good year.
Yeah, and it
Kinda
was because
crazy.
he had
He's
like
also older.
3 interceptions off like pressures, like
Mhm.
where they got popped up. He was Johnny on the spot.
And sacks and interceptions are both such small sample,
Mhm.
random things that get guys paid like insane amounts.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Like,
it's why they have like
you-
those backroom deals about give me a half sack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Fletcher Cox would be like on the phone with the league during the game, right?
Yeah. All right, time to take our very last break here on the PH. We already did. Never mind. We've already taken it. So buckle in. We got at least 20 minutes left.
What are the chances that within the next 19 minutes that something huge happens for the Eagles, one way or another?
Okay. Well, what's huge? Obviously,
Something
AJ.
something that would extend us past 3.
More likely to happen at 3:05.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the way
Well, that's
it is.
better for us because
That's
then we
how
got we got the emergency pod
Right.
views
There you
to add on top. I'm gonna put 19 turkeys on it.
I'll go 30.
I'll go 12.
EJ, where are you on
Lord.
Myles Garrett being an Eagle in 2026? You had it at 30 turkeys earlier in the earlier this season.
Yeah, before the trade deadline. In 2026.
That's what it was.
How many turkeys did I have? On
You
it
had
before?
you had it at 30, and it was, and we all thought it was funny.
Sorry. He's just mad at himself.
I mean, I would go like
29.
Down to 20, yeah.
18.
Yep.
I wish that Mike Evans was going to a team with a totally different color scheme. If Mike Evans is going to go through the whole rigmarole of changing teams, I
Yeah,
want
like
to see
jersey
like in a
swap.
similar jersey.
Chargers would have been fun.
Did you see the Titans revealed their new Oilers-esque jerseys and helmets today?
No.
Yeah,
Missed that.
They're going back to the old Oilers look, same color.
Full time?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still like the T with the stars and stuff, but it's like the same colors as the Oilers. White helmets.
Huh. You're right.
Yeah. Big
Although,
big
don't you think she
permissive.
would like to get a new wardrobe? Yeah, but then she gets to go shopping. Women be shopping.
When do you think Mike Evans gets the wife like taken care of during the week, so he can focus on work?
Yeah, what is that a callback to?
It's you with Ho, being like,
with like
football guys
talking to Ho.
Yeah, you
You're
get the
like,
wife,
oh, yeah, I gotta
get the
get the
wife taken
wife.
care
Yeah,
of,
take
get
care
that out of the
work.
way.
Get out. Sit down and watch some football.
sit
That's
down
what
and
I
really
do.
just watch the ball. Yeah. Us guys, you know how it is. Me roll up my sleeves, sit backwards on a chair.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, just give the
It's really funny because you are usually
Women
the one
do
who push
shop.
the button on
Yes.
that, and because you get so angry about it.
Yeah.
So perfect.
It's a funny one.
Coke
It is a
and you
good
turn into it was so good.
It's a good one. Working on my.
Give the wife her allowance and send her to the store. Watch some football.
Yeah, nothing new coming across. That Daniel Bellinger contract is probably up there with the Wan'Dale Robinson contract.
Really?
7 million.
3 years, 24 million. Oh, that's actually more believable than the Wan'Dale. The Wan'Dale one that's the
I'm
craziest
still
deal.
surprised at Isaiah Likely. Only
You thought it would be
13.
more?
I thought it would be more.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a bigger difference between Isaiah Likely and Bellinger, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's weird.
45 million guaranteed for Malik Willis.
They really wanted to stay with
That's also a little bit
John
under what I
Harbaugh,
would've
I
thought.
guess.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big factor.
Kind of tells me the Cardinals were not interested. There was really only one suitor.
Yeah. I think you were right about that from a Cardinals perspective. I had it in my predictions, but you swayed me. Like, you probably want to go with like a younger player at the position or just not Malik Willis.
I feel like if we had a supercut of just the faces that Fran's been making over the past 2.5 hours, that would do numbers.
I mean, there was the report of Mike Evans was like, oh, it was 27 million. So he got that. So now
Somebody offered him 27 a year.
comp update is out there from Schefter. The 49ers are giving Mike Evans a 3-year, 60 million. So it's 20 million, which is a lot different than, I mean, unless, I guess it could have been 1 year, 27, and he's taking 3 years, 60.
Maybe that's the guarantees.
Yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't feel like Bucks couldn't have matched that.
The math's not math in there.
All that money they're paying Kate Otten.
Still waiting to hear. Waiting to see that.
Yeah, come on, Colin.
Still waiting on that one.
Are you guys have your needles moved at all on Dallas Goedert being back? Like since the start of the day?
No resolution to the AJ situation makes me think it's less likely that he's back.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I wonder if we see a few more tight. I mean, we've seen a good amount of tight end deals already.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if his market will move more quickly than the Eagles can really keep up with all the things they have up in the air.
But also, it hasn't moved yet, and so it's like maybe there isn't a robust market for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected him to be the first wave. So I think the fact that the first wave came so quickly would change me just a little bit. I'm not saying it's a sweeping declaration or anything like that. I don't feel strongly that he's going to, sign by the end of the night. But I think it's probably a little bit more likely.
First wave needs some hymns.
What?
He's not a sicko. He doesn't get the reference there.
It's okay.
I'll have to tell you about, speaking of old sponsors, dipped into one this weekend. Oh,
okay.
I meant to text you about it and I forgot. This is my reminder. Okay. It's important. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes into the show to bring that up. Nothing new here.
Slow drip.
Just slow.
Are there any super chats we missed?
The running back market.
Charles Queso. Just want to say I love y'all and go Birds.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
That's so kind.
It's a lot of queso.
Shout out to queso.
Love queso. Love some queso.
I like a queso.
The guy who saw me at the place, his name in the chat was Ron Mexico. Right?
It was Ronald Mexico.
Ronald Mexico. Okay, that's quite the
good
callback.
Yeah.
Good
callback.
Can I ask a stupid question about queso? Especially, I know how the chat feels about my food takes. I used to always think like queso was significantly worse for you than just like getting like regular cheese. Like if you're at your Mexican restaurant of choice, like your fast casual place of choice.
Yeah.
Like they're always like, do you want queso? I'm like, oh no, like I'm not.
I think intellectually I get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not being indulgent today. But then it's like, do you want cheese? It's like, yeah. So, but I feel like if you really think about it,
presumably maybe there's some.
You think there's
something
more
else in there?
Yeah, maybe they add like a heavy cream or something in there. I don't know. So you guys agree, like
for cheese,
but you agree, like
at a play. That's,
Well,
I
yeah,
agree with you that it does feel
it usually
it
means
feels
more
something
indulgent.
else.
Yes.
yeah, it feels like it's a little bit more like, oh man, like I'm as hungry as I am right now. Maybe I get queso.
Yeah. I get that.
It's one of the like 8 Spanish words I know that I'll be trying to get by with for the next week. It's always fun when we go.
What else do you know?
I mean, they're all food related. I know like cochinita pibil, like
Oh,
Fajita.
yeah,
I've been
Quesadilla.
taco.
trying to
Tortilla.
memorize the lyrics to TT Me Pregunto
Sin
by
huevo.
Bad Bunny.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a great song, and I just like I know what he's saying now. I think I sent it to you. There's a guy, he like translates it.
Yeah.
It's very fun. But no, no, absolutely not. That's Bo's department.
Dance it.
I think the audience deserves you singing at this point.
No, because I'll mess it up, and then I'll be really mad at myself the rest of the day. I'm staying out of this.
This was the
It's probably not as provocative as it sounds.
It's not. It's just about having a lot of girlfriends. That's all. But you never marry them. That's what he says.
Go ahead, Fran.
Oh, I was gonna say this was the first day of the calendar year where driving down Broad Street on my way here. It's sunny out. It's nice. Feels good. Like I had the window down a little bit. This was the first I'm playing music and you're like singing to the music. Like it just felt like a nice thing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, good.
Tell me this: if this is a good question from the chat. Money aside, if there was one free agent out there who you could add to the Eagles right now, who would make you feel the best about the team?
Money aside.
Money aside.
Oh, money aside, that's fun.
I mean, based on what their reasonable expectations are.
Just adding to the like he's just on the Eagles magically.
And they have to be.
I mean, you're paying his contract, but you are
Okay.
But it's giving you juice.
Does the comp pick
Wait,
formula
what does
factor
money
in?
aside mean if you're paying his contract?
Like they can't
I just
afford
mean,
it,
like,
I guess.
If it's within the realm, let's say it comes in just under what you think the expectation is.
Okay.
Good question.
Alante Taylor was the first one that came to mind, but
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably do better than that. I mean,
the one that would give me the most juice for sure is Elijah Vera Tucker, because then I get to throw
This is a great exercise to really prove how underwhelming this free agency
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking at the whole
like,
list and
at
I'm not
the-
excited by like any of the players.
addressing like the idea like the Eagles haven't done anything. Like this is
Yeah.
terrible. Like
It's
who-
like
who would
Rashid
you-
Shaheed.
Let
is
us
like
know in the
one of
chat, and let us know in the comments as well. But yeah, I'm seeing. I saw Deontay had Greg Newsome, which is interesting.
That's fun. Yeah, but it's hard to
Charlie
not
Kohler,
account
Trey,
for the
Trey
money.
Hendrickson.
Well, yeah, Charlie Kohler, of
Got it.
course. Trey
Gee.
Hendrickson is probably the right answer, but I don't know.
Really? Maybe.
He's a good player.
I think
I
a
know.
really
Don't
good
you
tight
think
end.
He's going
is
to be
probably-
declining at some point.
Right, but a really good tight end is not out there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Big Okonkwo if you want him.
Travis
But
Kelce would be funny.
Charlie Kohler.
Travis Kelce would hit my.
Would be
Howie.
very funny.
I know you would rather have Greg Dulcich.
I wouldn't rather have him, but
Go Keefe. Think about how fun it would be to see if he got a target during the season.
bro. Let me blow your mind.
That's Travis Kelce.
Travis.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's not doing that for Go Keefe.
I mean, might.
I like Jaquan
Yeah,
Brisker.
that would be
Jaquan
Bo
Brisker
for
would be
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rashid Shaheed is a good one. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, which is like a great
Yes.
indicator of how underwhelming
That was
those
a good exercise.
classes.
Yeah.
Vera Tucker.
I think Rasul Douglas coming back would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
We'll finally get to the bottom of how he tricked DJ.
I've probably made too much of it at this point. It's fine. Yeah.
But now we get to make even.
Actually,
more.
no. I'm gonna take that back. I haven't made too much of it. This guy has made too.
That's not true. You've told the story like 3 times.
I told the story once on air.
I think it was twice.
No, I don't think so. I think I told the story once, and now much has been made of it. It's fine. Happens.
How many turkeys on Slay coming back?
Sure he's playing
free
another
agent.
season.
He's a free agent now.
Is he definitely playing another season?
I mean, if Howie calls him, he is.
I like the great point by Pat Phoenix.
That's
that
unbelievable. Yeah.
Kokeef gets a target would be an excellent recurring swooper item.
That's what I was. That's what I was just starting to say when we started the joint thing. I was like, think about how fun that would be to see if he gets a target. And yes, it would be perfect for swooper. Yeah. He'd get a target like week 1.
I think I'm with Timbung too on. I think it would be Owe would be the guy that I'd be like the right amount of excitement, still young, like could outperform the contract. So if we're paying him underneath what the expectation is, I think that's a fun projection.
How does Vic feel about an Owe?
I think he does enough against the run. Yeah, he's not a true like designated pass rusher.
EJ, we got a lot of new viewers today.
Oh,
they want to hear the big Russell Douglas story.
No, I'm not telling them. No, absolutely not. No.
Gotta give the people what they want.
No, I don't believe
it's not even you are making it a bigger deal now.
I don't believe you
by not telling the story.
Okay, yeah, that's probably fair. The Rasul Douglas story is that he told me something that wasn't true my first year on the beat. See if I would report it.
Right.
It's fine.
There you go.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
You're making it a bigger deal than it was by saying I'm not telling the story.
I'm just curious, is that a very highly unusual thing to do, or is that something players
do? I would say so.
Sometimes?
It hasn't happened to me since then.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it's just for fun that
was it something nefarious?
No, it was just something that was like, if you were paying attention to the team, you would have known it was wrong. Yeah.
Interesting. Did you follow the thread on it, or you knew right away?
See what I mean?
Well,
why? I'm curious. I'm discussing the story.
No, I didn't.
I'm curious in general,
like
player media relationship wise, viewers. I'm interested. I think other viewers might be interested about whether that's something where you like some players you just have to be more careful. Like,
I think that
they kind of BSing you.
I think the staff probably knew that he would do something like that, and very quickly told me like that isn't true. So it's fine.
Okay.
I'd be happy if Rasul got re-signed. Be fine.
Me too.
Yeah. Be a good story.
I saw the team reposted the slow motion shot of Jordan Davis's blocked field goal, in which you can see Bob Lang running onto the field. I thought that was very funny that they did that today.
A lot of questions saying, EJ, did you report it? And it's important to say that no, you did not.
I did not report it. Right. No, like as in reporting it, like telling people. I did not do that. Right. And I also didn't make a big deal about it.
So you didn't fall for the trick.
Yeah.
There's a comment in the chat too about a player. So last summer, I was in Naples, Florida. So Naples, Florida. I was
like
going out
Naples,
to French
Florida.
trip. Yes, exactly. I'm pretty sure that's how it's known. So we're in Naples. It was a French trip. So Meg and I are there, and so the guys go golfing. Afterwards, we're like, we're gonna stop at the store, pick up some food to cook for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we stop at the store, and I do like a double take, and I'm like, I see someone who looks very familiar. I'm like, I couldn't have been him. We're walking, and I see the guy again. And I'm like, he's dressed like in fire, like EMS outfit. And I'm like, who is this? I'm looking, and I'm like, I got to take another look. And I walk by the guy one more time as he's going through the checkout line, and I'm like, Nate. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, Nate Allen, former Eagle. Run into Nate Allen. He was doing like EMS part of a rescue team, like along several towns there along the coast in Naples, Florida. Nate Allen, one of my favorite people, like player.
Love Nate Allen.
Loved it. Nate Allen was awesome.
Did anyone else think he was going to say Danny Watkins?
No, but that was the misdirect. I knew that Allen story. Yeah. I knew where it was going.
Also, quick note on Naples. I'm not really sure why we call Naples, Italy, Naples. I mean, Napoli's not hard to say. Like,
well, that's true for a lot of lot of Italian cities. Like we also say Venice, we say Florence. Like none of those are what the Italians call it.
Yeah, just it doesn't seem like that much of a departure to just
the cat's out of the bag. It's already there's no putting the toothpaste back in that tube.
Yeah, I guess.
In Turkish, we use
makes me feel like so pretentious when I'm like, we flew out of Napoli. It's like, Napoli.
Napoli.
In Turkish, we use the Italian phrase for some cities for some reason. I don't know why. Like we say Londra, even though it's like that's not Turkish. It's like Italian. And the funniest one of those is the Turkish style toilets, which are essentially just holes in the ground.
Okay.
The Turkish term for that is alla turca, which is the Italian for Turkish style. Which is very funny. Like and the normal toilets are alla franga, which is like the French style toilets.
Hole in the ground.
Also Italian. So it's just a hole. It's just a hole in the ground. So you have to squat.
Okay.
So that's like the traditional Turkish style. A lot of the world, like that's a toilet. But the fact that we use the Italian phrase to describe a Turkish thing, like in Turkish, has always been humorous to me.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should hold on and just stay here until the next whatever deal it is announced. We have one.
Got a big one.
Zion Johnson.
Ooh.
A big one to the Cleveland Browns. 3 years, $49.5 million, 32.5 guaranteed.
Goes to Deniz's question earlier about the teams that are picking ahead of the Eagles that could be looking for offensive linemen. So now the Chargers very much in need of an interior offensive lineman, losing Zion Johnson, former first-round pick out of Boston College, who has turned into a solid player. Good player, but I mean, he's just got 3 years, $49.5 million. But that, again, speaks
the Browns had to fill 4 jobs.
If you're a starting offensive lineman, man,
yeah,
you get paid. You get paid. Good for Zion Johnson.
I remember liking him at the Senior Bowl.
Me too.
Yeah, I liked Zion Johnson.
The Chargers have lost both their starting guards.
Yes. And presumably Jamari Sawyer as well.
I wonder if now they try and bring him back because he's got that position flexibility. He can play tackle and guard.
It's been 3 hours.
Browns are going to have
it's been a fun show.
Do we extend this to overtime? I guess we do. If you have not had enough yet, please stay tuned in overtime. Or go to allphly.com to check out the rest of the conversation.
I think you should have called it overtime today. I think you deserved it.
Nah.
All right. I disagree.
Browns are going to have 5 new starting offensive linemen, looks like, right?
Unless they bring anybody back.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had all 5 set to hit the market.
Yeah.
All right. Eagles didn't do anything to keep us around.
No. But they'll bring us back later.
Just sort of sitting here and waiting for the next few hours to do an emergency podcast. So if the Eagles do anything, or one of the big 3 remaining, Njoku, Reed, Goddard leaves, we will do an emergency podcast. And we'll see you then.
What's most likely?
I think Njoku.
Njoku leaving first is the.
Yeah, I can see Reed taking a little bit longer.
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And if AJ Dillon signs with somebody, of course, there also be.
How dare you?
Big day coming for AJ.
Imagine he comes back.
Every day is a big day for AJ.
Imagine if AJ Dillon comes back. That's the next signing.
Easter's right around the corner.
Yeah. What does he do on Easter? He gets like a snowman?
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for the last 3 hours. We will see you soon with an emergency podcast. If nothing at all happens between now and tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we'll see you at our 2 o'clock show, but that seems unlikely. Thank you to Lindsay for getting all these graphics together. Ethan, for all your help as well. A super chat in under the wire. CDP. Bo, your pooped on by a bird means something different in England was good. Thank you very much, CDP. I appreciate that. At least somebody's paying attention.
What are you looking at me for?
Because you're laughing.
Okay.
You're the only one convulsing here. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Fran. I'm Bo. We will talk to you later, and let us know in the comments after you like the video what player you want the Eagles to sign.
Yeah.
And join us for the next live show tomorrow at 2 o'clock. As always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.